Good morning, CCR, Run Through the Jungle. That's a lovely song, and that gets us going today. Nice. What's up, Jimmy?
I'm just putting my headphones on.
I know, that song just ended out of nowhere. We weren't really listening to it. Sometimes we crank up the song and get into it, and other times we're just chit-chatting, and all of a sudden I hear, "You're on!"
Yeah, I'm just reading the Leno Kimmel article.
Very interesting. I read that this morning as well. Jay Leno's going to be on CNBC with a new show starting, I think, tonight.
I'm annoyed we couldn't get him in studio.
I'm surprised we couldn't get him in studio. What's going on with him? He had a relationship with Jim Norton for many years.
For years, yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know he was actually going to be in New York until just now, though.
Roland is trying to get him, and so far we have struck out.
But I told Roland, I'm like, why didn't you tell me that you were trying? I would have at least, if it didn't happen, it didn't happen, but I would have at least sent an email, and if we got to know, I got to know.
Yeah, it's not happening, but he watches all the late-night talk shows, and he thinks Jimmy Kimmel is a meanie, and that's why Jimmy Kimmel's in third place. And he also thinks that that he would have got along with Jimmy Kimmel, but Jimmy Kimmel decided to go into that whole Howard Stern world where you kind of have to hate Jay Leno. And Jay thinks that's kind of disappointing because he really thought he would get along with Jimmy Kimmel in the end.
He might be right about like first, second, third place only because people are weird at night. Like I think people late at night like, again, this is me speculating, just really like nice.
Yeah.
Before they go to bed. Like Carson was never worried about Joan Rivers because he thought that she was too abrasive.
Yeah. Well, for 10 years and somebody got mean laying next to me every night before we went to bed. Get it? I was mean to Bonnie every night we went to bed.
I don't understand
that was 0 for 1.
How about we just talk about Jay Leno for a little bit?
Yeah, Rich. I like your big glasses too. They look good on you.
Yeah,
they're from the dollar store here.
I know they are.
Hold that.
Thank you. What is this?
Nothing.
Why are you handing
to me?
Yes.
The mail's here.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm listening.
You bet he is. Can I have a scissors? I got a gift from Rich Voss.
You wanted him to open that on the air, I guess.
That's Rich knows how to do radio. That's how we do it. Thank you, Richard.
No, we're talking about...
You just derailed the whole Jay Leno thing. And
No,
not
I'm
that it
sorry.
was going to be an amazing bit that we're going to play for the next 20 years, but...
Let's be honest. He saved all the listeners trouble of us babbling and trying to figure out late night. None of us know what we're talking about.
I'm sorry about that. Let's do it.
Don't be sorry, Rich. You just give me a gift and I'll open my goddamn gift. I can't open it, though.
Well, pretend it's a zipper.
Oh, there you go. Done. It's funny because he said pretend it's a zipper. He's fucking 58 years old. Shut up. Thank you.
It says pretend it's a zipper.
I know, Rich. I speak English. Just learn your lines.
Sorry, I cut that off. Opie's right. Opie's right. You know how to do radio. I'm really pissed off.
What are you panicking? Stop it. Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. Thank you, Rich, very much. Wow. That's so great. It's a signed Roger Staubach jersey.
Wow.
Very cool. Thanks, Voss.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Amazing.
Will you guys be nice to me now?
I'm always nice to you.
We're nice to you.
Just ask Opie if he'll be nice to you. Don't say you guys because you're afraid to ask Opie. He'll be nice to you. Just say, hey, Opie, nice to me. He'll go, okay.
I am nice to you. You're just very frustrating at times.
Thank you, Rich.
This time I am. And let's get back on the whole fucking late night
No,
thing.
it was just a quick thing because it's kind of interesting. And Jimmy said it that late night shows kind of do well if they're just kind of nice.
You know what?
And Kimmel, Leno points out a bit Kimmel does with the Halloween candy. You know, where, the parents tell the kids they ate all their candy and the kids cry and stuff. I think the bit is hilarious. I really do. I think it's a brilliant, funny bit. But Leno points to that bit as being too mean, and that might turn off actual viewers to the late night show.
Yeah, but it might also get viewers. There's other people that like that kind of humor. You know,
well, maybe you're trying to bring in some of the younger demos to watch late night TV with stuff like that. And he also says that because Jimmy Kimmel comes from the radio world, which we sort of could relate to, that you're a bit meaner. And he says that when you have to face a crowd with your meanness or whatever, it's not as easy. And I found it fascinating actually. Because when you do have a microphone, it's easier to be, tougher.
Look, here's the deal, too. Sometimes they mix up mean with edgy. Sometimes edgy, they say, well, that's mean, but it's edgy. And the best TV shows are the fucking edgy ones that you see on FX or on
oh, absolutely.
HBO.
But does it get the big ratings?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you combine them, yeah, of course, everybody doesn't have all those cable networks. Everybody has fucking NBC and CBS. So those ratings, what ratings do you think a late night show is getting? 2 million, maybe?
I don't know what they do. It's not amazing. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, I don't even know.
They're in the twos, but they mostly look at the demo now. They don't even care about the overall number. They just want like the 18 to 34.
Okay, so
they want 18 to 34.
Is that what it is?
I bet you it's 18
to 49.
I would bet 18 to 49, and they're not getting a lot of the lower side of that.
Yep.
It's probably closer to 25, 54 they'd be pretty happy with. But anyway, Leno breaks down all the talk shows in the paper today. He says he watches all the monologues of everybody because obviously he loves the stand-up. And then he turns it off when it's time to interview the guest because he's had it.
How can you watch all those monologues, though? Oh.
He probably, I'm sure he's skipping around and stuff. Just gets a little taste of everybody. But he said he interviewed 18,000 celebrities, so when it comes down to the celebrity interview, he's done.
18,000 or was it 8,500?
I thought it was 18,000.
It's got to be 18,000.
Oh, no, you're right. 8,500 celebrities. So. And that's why he skips the celebrity interview.
He's had enough.
He's had enough. Because he knows it's nonsense. Yeah. And most of them are nonsense in the end. It's really hard to get something fun and exciting out of a celebrity, especially in late night TV where it's all A-listers that are very guarded and very careful with every word they say. So.
They can't take an opinion. Usually they can't take a political side because they'll lose half their audience.
Exactly.
Thank Roy for that, Roy Mashburn.
Thank you. Yeah, I was going to ask you if he actually got him to sign it. Very nice.
You sure it's an actual Roger Staubach
this
autograph?
Guy Roy does not mess around.
He played for the Cowboys.
No, and he knows all. He's good friends with Hollywood Henderson.
Right.
Oh,
he didn't play for them?
No.
Who's the guy I was going to go with that play with whose table we were?
You would have been a guest. He would have got you, and you would have been like the guest of one of the old players.
Who was that? I don't remember.
I don't remember who it was, but Roy. He's the guy that named a street after me in North Carolina.
Oh yeah,
who I play golf with.
Yeah, Stupid Road. Yeah, it's really cool.
That wasn't that funny.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It was a great name for a road.
No, guys on Twitter, Dead End.
Dead End is very funny.
Oh, wow. Someone on Twitter had that.
Oh, well, you and your Twitter friends can hang around.
Okay.
You pal around with all your Twitter friends.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm just firing one out.
I don't care if they bleed on me.
Thank you for the jersey.
And Roy also said this weekend, if you're in Minneapolis, stop at the New Hope Cinema to see me. I'm outraged at something, and I'd like to share it if you're done with the late night thing. And I really am sorry for cutting you off.
Will you stop apologizing?
It doesn't matter.
Fucking grown up.
It
Shut
does.
up.
I come in and I ruin everything.
You don't ruin everything.
Yeah, no. Well, hold on a minute now. Let him say that. You do ruin quality of lives.
Yes.
Stop apologizing.
It's just a bit of a challenge. That's all. Because your attention span is a bit on the short side.
It is.
It's a challenge. I'll be honest.
You guys are up,
but you haven't ruined anything.
The
Leno thing wasn't going to be a holy shit. I can't believe I just heard that on the radio. It was just a quick little thing to start the show.
Yeah, but 4 hours, every minute counts.
Why are you pissed off today?
Jimmy, do you ever hear from Leno? Do you ever just reach out and say, hey, how's it going?
No.
Have you
have not bumped into him or talked to him. No. I mean,
it's interesting. I wonder what he's still touring, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I have no idea.
No, the paper said he's got 210.
Oh yeah,
stand-up dates this year alone. 210 stand-up comedy appearances he's doing this year, and then he's got this exotic car show on CNBC. I want to know what the CNBC show is all about.
Exotic cars.
That's been an online show for a while. It's Jay Leno's Garage.
Oh, so it says each 1 hour themed episode will feature a mix of stunts, challenges, reviews, and celebrity interviews. So he's back doing the celebrity interviews.
Yes. He's so over it, he's going to do it again on CNBC.
Yeah, all right. But
is it once a night, once a week?
I think so. I think. I mean, it's not something I would watch, and I do like Jay Leno, so I'll take a peek. But I'm not a car guy. Never have been a car guy. When I see those people with their old cars, I'm like, all right, cool, I guess.
They all go to the diner at the car shows in town. Like they all pull up and
they find a parking lot and they all pull up their hoods. I wouldn't know what to look for.
I was on a date once after when I was 20 and a car stopped.
Yeah,
and I lifted the hood and I'm looking inside going, I don't know if I can think about cars, but I wanted to try to impress her.
But these people, these people that are in that world though, they're like, you're. See, I don't even know the terminology.
I couldn't tell you a piston.
And they go from car to car with the hood up.
It's fucking stupid.
And then I always think about those guys. There's, when you have just a regular car that's relatively new or in good shape, you worry about a scratch or a ding. Those guys must be out of their fucking minds when they take those cars out of their driveways and garages.
There's so much money. They'll have old fucking Impalas that are
right.
That are fucking,
a ding on an old Impala. I mean, that's got to be just fucking will destroy you.
And every piece of trim, all the upholstery, it's all original stuff that they get.
Usually, yeah. Like once in a while, he has a 3D printer that he'll make like a mirror. If he has to make a left mirror or a right mirror, like if he can't get something, there's a way now to make those old parts just so you have it. If it's something that's unfindable.
That's pretty cool.
3D printers, yeah.
But he has so much money, he finds them.
Usually, yeah, I'm sure.
I bet you he finds it in most cases.
I already has a printer there for those ones.
But what is the printer? I don't get it. Like,
it's a weird. Jeff Dunham uses one to make his puppets. It's these new printers where I forget what the material is, but it's like a block of material, and you enter all these specs into the computer, and the computer actually makes an item for you. In your house, they're amazing.
It makes it out of paper. Though,
No, it's some kind of hard. It's a harder plastic or hard. Help me out.
Yeah,
I heard it was some kind of really, really hard plastic.
Yeah, and it fucking like carves it out like with a laser.
Really?
Yeah.
The problem is people have done guns at home.
Yeah, and they're not made of metal.
They've made 3D guns at home that work.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Guns using the 3D printer. This technology is really impressive, but also very scary.
How much are they? I mean, they're like beyond. I'm
Probably
it's
like
$250.
$47.
No, I was thinking higher. You might be right though.
You can get a shitty one, and then it goes way up there as far as the cost goes.
Right, they now sell them in like the Brookstone catalog. Like it's that mainstream.
Yeah.
I hate my fucking printer, by the way. I have a Brother printer, and it can't print the PDF file without deciding to mix the pages up, and then you open up, it's like a 7-page document, and by page 4, there's a white paper with 2 words on it, and then the next page, so I'm like, what the fuck happened?
I don't know.
It's the ink companies.
No, it's not.
The ink companies? What does that mean?
They're the biggest scam on the planet.
The ink companies?
Yes. Are you kidding me? How much? You could buy a brand new printer and get the ink and probably save. It's probably what you would pay for just 5 cartridges of ink. 5 cartridges of ink is probably around $50, right?
He's not wrong. Like you're not
Travis
wrong.
said you're stupid.
No, hold on.
Travis is agreeing with you.
Yeah,
You
because
shouldn't take this in.
We have an old printer, and it's one of those printers where like you can't print something unless all the cartridges are full.
Yeah.
So like my wife went online, and like it was cheaper for us to buy a new printer than to refill all the cartridges.
Man, Voss is on to something.
He's
then.
not wrong.
Can't you just print it in black, though? Isn't there a way to do that?
There are some printers that will like disable that if it's below a certain level and they want you to refill all the cartridges. And then there's some cartridges that are like all the colors in one, so you have to buy a new cartridge.
Right.
But
black is usually separate, isn't it? I thought that was usually a separate one.
In my neighborhood.
I always have a little extra black ink because I print a lot of stuff.
But Rich isn't wrong. Like in some cases, it's cheaper to buy a better new printer than to refill all your cartridges.
Well, this isn't the ink though. This fucking printer the paper always gets gobbled up by it. I hate this fucking lunky Brother printer. It fucking blows.
I've never even heard of that company.
I thought they were a big one.
I don't know.
Brother printer. It's not like, oh my god, I got a Brother printer. You do. I figured that people would be all happy for me.
Speaking of lunky brother, Justin is stuck in traffic. By the way, I just want to point
Lunky
that out.
brother.
No.
I get
Lunky
it.
brother.
Is he stuck in traffic?
Yeah, he's stuck in traffic.
You should plan for that. I do. No way out. I hit traffic, David.
Nina Bika.
Voss, what's the problem?
I'm.
You said you were out of your mind.
I made a mistake. Okay, I've been using Priceline probably for 10 years now at least.
And they've done you well, right?
Well, no, they never. No, they do you.
If you've been using them for 10 years, I would assume they did you well over the years.
99 out of 100 times, I bid on a thing. You put your own price in, and if you get the hotel, you get it. So now,
that's how Priceline works.
There's 2 ways you could do. You could do.
I didn't know.
We didn't know.
No,
you actually put your price, and then what happens? Like they decide if they're going to accept that price, or you put a bid in.
If you can get the hotel for that price,
huh?
Okay.
Like, could I say I want the 4 Seasons for $30 a night? And I'm not saying I'll get it, but
yes.
what would they say? No, you can have it for this.
Well, they'll go. Yeah, the average price it's going for is say $289. But like, if there's nothing going on in town, there's fucking hotels with tons of rooms,
and they just want anyone in there.
They'd rather get
any money for it than nothing.
Instead of,
So what if it's $289? They say the average room is $289.
Yeah.
What do you say to getting it cheaper? Like, okay, I want it for...
Well, okay, here's how you do it. Say you're going to New York City. They break it down to areas. Say there's like 12 areas in New York. Brooklyn, West Side, Lower East Side, whatever. So you put in 4 areas. Because if you put in all the areas and do 4 stars, say.
4-star hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't ask by name. You can only ask by area.
Area and stars.
Okay.
You go, it starts at 5 stars, 4.5, 4 stars. So say you put in 4 stars in all the areas and you don't get it. Well, now for 24 hours, you can't do 4 stars in all the areas. You can do 3.5 stars. So what I do is
you can't just keep looking? What is that 24 hours shit? That's silly.
Well, relax.
I'm angry.
So you got to do certain areas until you can get close to what price they want. Okay, so if they want, say, $200, say you put in $100 and you do 3 areas, they go no. Okay, then now you do 5 areas and you put in 125.
Mm-hmm.
No, you put in 7 areas, you do 150. Maybe you'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once you put in and they say yes, that's it. You don't get your money back. You have to get the hotel. Okay, that's it. Now, if you go on where they choose the hotel and take their price, which is lower,
sure,
you can you have a day in advance maybe to cancel. Like all of them give you, but if you name your own price, you don't. So the other night I was getting a hotel for Tuesday night to Wednesday, which is today.
Yes, it is.
And without realizing, I put in the wrong date. I put Monday to Tuesday. I was flying out.
A little error on your part.
I made a little
something
error.
blithering into
we get it.
Understandable.
Okay. We absolutely get it. Yeah.
I go into the hotel at check-in last night at 1:00, Bonnie and I.
Yes.
And they said, you already checked out. I go, well, we never checked in.
Oh, no.
And they said, no, you had it from Monday to Tuesday. So I go, hold on. I call Priceline, and now here's the deal. In my opinion, I think they are one of the worst companies. I'll never use them again. I've used them over hundreds of times.
So when you were using them hundreds of times, you didn't think they were the worst company?
No, I
but
just thought
they did you wrong one time, and that's it.
Because you're talking to them.
Right.
I said,
customer service in general is horrible.
Well, they're it's like talking to robots. They just keep repeating themselves.
Sorry, sir, but you are...
Yeah, because their whole day is people yelling at them. So at this point, they know how to just work around that.
But you would think after somebody used their product that many times...
If you were a loyal customer, you would think they would go, oh, it's so obvious he's a loyal customer. He made one lousy mistake. Let's take care of this.
Give him the room.
And give him the room on Tuesday night. I hear you.
So they said, no, you put in from Monday to Tuesday. I go, but I've been using you guys for years. You see, I've never made a mistake in 10 years. I make one mistake. So we had to pay another $170 last night for just to stay there for 5-6 hours.
So you had to eat the Monday night fee.
Yeah, we never even checked in. And
that's bad business.
Yeah, it's not good business.
That's not.
As a returning customer after all these years.
That's not. They should realize that was just a mistake, a one-time mistake.
And
what else could it be?
And also too, you can't talk to anybody that has any. It's like talking to somebody with a script. They have a script.
They're terrible.
And at first I talk to them. I go, give me your supervisor. And then
they know that trick too. By the way.
Yeah, it's just some other asshole that's sitting next to him.
Hey, Frank, who's sitting right next to him, the same level employee here. You're the supervisor today.
And then
you're not actually talking to a supervisor, I don't think.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think they're just moving on to the other guy, and they take turns and take care of each other.
Right.
And then the supervisor, well, that's it. He goes, write a letter. First of all, anybody that writes a letter is just wasting all their time.
No, you'll get a response from a letter. For some reason, companies look at letter writers as for some reason, they think if you take the time to write a letter, they do respond to it. I've had it happen. Continental Airlines one time annoyed me so much, me so fucking angry that I wrote a letter and I CC'd all the top executives, and they actually got back to me. It took a long time, but they got back to me and they changed the company's policy. But I was so angry. So I think if you write a letter, it goes beyond these shitheads who don't care, and it gets to people who actually do care what you think. The higher up they are,
because it's on record at that point.
Well, every radio show I do this week when I'm in Minnesota.
Yeah.
At the New Hope Cinema Friday and Saturday, or next week when I'm in Atlanta at the Red Clay Comedy Festival.
Well done.
Every radio show I do in the country, listen. It's just my opinion. I don't think they're a good company to treat a good customer over years like that.
Yeah, that's the way it is, dude. None of these companies give a fuck. Like, United was so bad recently, and I've been bitching about them and how badly they suck. And sometimes you got to use a company because that's just the only ones that offer the flight route. And the new CEO came out and said, we're going to stop treating customers so horribly. Like, they even acknowledged this had nothing to do with me. I mean, they know how shit they are. Mm-hmm. It's these robots that don't care at all. There's not one person who go, oh, wow, that sucks. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Just a bunch of fucking dopes. Worst.
Time Warner did the same thing. It was in the paper yesterday, I think. I think it was based on an SNL skit. SNL gave Time Warner a beating.
Good.
And they acknowledged the beating, Time Warner, and said they were going to change some things. I believe it was a customer service bit.
Colin Jost beat the crap out of them on Twitter, I think, last summer. Because, he couldn't get them to come.
Oh, that wasn't an SNL skit.
I don't know if they put it on after.
They just showed him on SNL, probably.
Yeah.
But they acknowledged that they got a beating from Colin Jost, sorry. We've had him in once, too.
Yeah.
And they said they were going to change their ways based on that.
When I'm talking to United on the phone trying to, do something or switch, and if they're really nice to me, I go, did you used to work for Continental? And they go, yeah. Because usually the ex-Continental employees take care of you a lot more than, in my experience. And yeah, in the last couple flights, they seem like they have been better, United, for some reason.
Yeah. They're fucking atrocious.
You know what it is? And I say, all these big businesses, it's nothing but a quick fix. They don't care about return customers like they used to. It's all about what we can get now and fuck the future. I mean, I can't believe that Priceline. After 10 years, hundreds of hotels, thousands of dollars I spent with them, thousands. And then I go to the guy, whatever, and they don't care. No one cares about that. He's just doing his job. And that is to say, this is what you say, no emotion, no anything, and it's fucking... It's just outrageous.
It's annoying because there's no human interaction where you're talking to a real person who listens to you and actually goes, all right, this guy seems like he's telling the truth, or it happens, or look at your record. They're just shit. Yeah. They're fucking shit.
They should have taken care of you, Rich.
Oh, well.
They did not.
Well, I like the old days where you'd go down to the store, the old general store, and talk to them and say, hey, it's me. And they'd go, we know you.
I had a bag full of penny candies.
A personal relationship with everybody that walked in the store.
I used to call Continental and go, Jim. They'd go, we know who it is. We have caller ID, you goose. I'd say, well, how's Betsy? They'd say, good. She had 2 babies. I'd say, that's wonderful. They'd say, no, it's not. She had triplets. One died. I'd say, I'm sorry to hear it. But that does mean there's an extra seat on the plane available. They said, yes, there certainly is. Would you like it?
Oh, worked out well for you.
Worked out nicely. Not as well for Betsy, but well for me.
Do you know that a lot of the Continental ticket bookers work out of their houses? They don't go in.
Why would they have to go into an office when you can do your job at home?
Okay, but
that's kind of smart.
Did anybody know that?
I did not know that.
Wow, I can't believe I learned that today.
I'm going to take that with me. You didn't know about the printers either.
What ink? No, I did not.
So far, I'm bringing a lot of knowledge.
It's amazing.
Which is always good in lieu of humor.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Okay.
I want to know more about the Steven Tyler picture that you did not get.
I didn't try to get.
But you're hosting a big event in Washington. It went well.
It was insane.
And you got a picture with Dr. Oz
and Ted Kennedy's son, who was.
Oh God!
I wish it was Robert Kennedy in the kitchen.
But you didn't get a picture of Steven Tyler, and he was on that same stage, and Sheryl Crow.
He walked by.
Did you talk to Steven Tyler
for 1 second? As you walked by, because I was hosting, I go, Mark Parento's giving you your intro. And he goes, damn, you've been around.
No, he said that.
He goes, you've been around.
Yeah, but he didn't know that you know Mark from fucking video game playing.
They don't get that. Look at those. Oh, wait. That's my little daughter's.
Oh, where do you want me to go?
Wow.
That's one of them on top of the World Trade Center.
Oh, let me see. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing picture on your Twitter today. So what about this event? What was it? It looks like there was a lot of people there.
Going the other way. Yeah, it was 10, 20,000 people.
Wow, look at that. Big crowd for Rich Voss down there in Washington, D.C.
And I got to host it. It was a whole day on, like, addiction awareness, about recovery. And a lot of speakers spoke about, who lost family members. I mean, with these kids now, like when I was in high school, we used to get high, maybe do some quaaludes. Like fucking heroin is running rampant through the high schools. High school kids are shooting heroin like we were smoking pot back then.
Unbelievable.
And they're dying. And there's no...
That's just scary.
They're not making people aware of it. People don't know that this epidemic is going on. And they had this big rally, and people from I met people from Utah and people from all over the country came in to support.
Why did you point out Utah?
Because that's pretty far.
Oh,
and they came in from there.
All right.
It would have been easy to get there from Baltimore.
You really wanted to say you met people from Utah?
Yeah, they came in from Utah
and all over the country. You said
all over.
Nice.
I'm just saying. And all day there was speakers and the bands, Sheryl Crow and the Fray. And Steven Tyler at the end, I've never seen a guy.
He's a great front man. He's amazing.
With that energy, and when they all came out.
What did he sing?
Did
they do Walk This Way? That's a good one.
Yeah, he did. He did Joplin, and then he did Walk This Way, and then they closed. They closed.
It was just him. It wasn't Aerosmith, right?
No, it was him and some
guys.
And then he did. They all closed with "Come Together" by the Beatles.
Did you get to sing with them? Were you on stage?
I could have, but I didn't. I was too like.
Well, just go out there and make believe you're
Come
singing.
Together with them as a goof. You should know, because you would have just been mouthing it a little bit. What's wrong with you?
Listen,
that would have been fun.
It would have, and
just make it up. Just make believe you're singing.
You should have pretended it was just you and another guy singing.
Put your arm around Steven Tyler and sing "Come Together." That's a moment.
He was running up and down. I mean, it was fucking.
You should have ran with him. You should have held his hand and ran back and forth on stage.
Scarf.
Make it all about you. That would have been hilarious. And then you would have got a picture with Steven Tyler instead of Dr. Oz.
You know what? I was in one of the dressing rooms, and Dr. Oz is sitting there. Someone spraying his hair with hairspray and brushing his hair.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you're outside in the fucking, you know what I mean? But who has somebody do their hair? Like, do guys do that?
Sure.
Have somebody fucking...
I have makeup and hair people.
Huh?
I have makeup and hair people.
Really?
Yes. I do events.
No, you don't. When you're doing a fucking stand-up, you don't. There's no way.
Events, not a stand-up, but I'm doing an event.
TV?
Yes. I have makeup and hair that I travel with. I do.
Well, your hair person is getting off scot-free.
Yeah,
and your makeup person's got to be fucking like a magic act. So,
Jesus. But no, I do. It's in my contract. I have to fly. There's one person who I use for hair and one who I use for makeup.
Get the fuck out of here.
Jesus, Rich. The fact that you entertained that even for a moment.
Oh, my God.
But
so it was a great event for you. There you are on the big screen down there.
It's fun.
Good for you, Rich. All right.
I got to do material like recovery stuff. Material I do like it. NA conventions or AA conventions. It was fucking so cool.
Yeah.
Nice crowd, huh?
Ah, fuck. Because when I hosted Woodstock, it was way more people, but they're all fucked up and rolling in the mud. These people were
sober and standing in the mud.
And
slow on booze, enjoy the road.
No, they got to, they were listening. It wasn't like no one throwing bottles to the stage.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was that many people, and it was...
Sure. I mean, they were there to listen and hear some good comedy. Woodstock, that wasn't meant for comedy.
No, but I did 3 days at Woodstock.
I understand, but I've heard the stories from most of you guys that it was a tough room, a tough field.
Yeah, well, no,
it was not good.
It was a tough field. They were not there necessarily for comedy.
That was Weiss's stage. My stage was pretty cool. Brother Weiss.
Brother Weiss?
Yeah, his Brother Weiss.
Brother Weiss?
Yeah, his stage.
Brother Weiss?
Brother Weiss.
Oh, yeah, okay. Weiss. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
You've said Brother Weiss correctly for 20 years. What happened? It's not Brother Weiss.
Yes,
Weiss. Brother Weiss. Oh, Brother Weiss. Yeah, I know that guy. I love that guy. I was confused for a second.
Brother Weiss.
Brother Weiss. Brother Weiss.
That's his Jewish counterpart.
Good for you, Rich.
It was
All right.
so much fun.
Yeah. Jay Leno explained why he didn't go on Letterman. His final show. What was that about? What did he say?
I only learned this from reading it today. He said that when Leno was finishing up, they had asked Dave for like a 10-second tape to say, goodbye, and it could have been a joke. It could have been a joke on Jay, and apparently Dave didn't do it. And so Jay said, why should I come to New York for Dave's last week?
Oh, yeah. So it was one of those things. Dave didn't do anything for Jay.
Right.
So Jay's like, screw that. So he obviously was asked to be on Letterman's last show.
I guess so.
Would be funny if he just said that for no reason, like they didn't even ask him. Like the reason I didn't do, he has to come out and say it, but it's already been talked about.
Yeah,
I should have done that. I didn't do Letterman's last week because where was he when I needed him?
Yeah, right.
Oh, all right. You know what? Fucking Jim.
Make the headlines with that.
Yeah.
Leno was on Fallon last night. It's all about Leno because he's pumping up this new show that starts, I think, tonight on CNBC. Like I said, I'll take a little look at it. But Jay Leno was tagging the jokes last night on Fallon.
On Fallon.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let me see a little of this.
According to a new report, some of the voters who have stopped supporting President Obama are now supporting Bernie Sanders. Yeah, which explains Bernie's new campaign slogan, apparently you do go back. This is very interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, apparently.
Not aware.
Apparently you do go back.
I did not know that.
Ooh. I think I pulled a hammy on that last one.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think I can continue. But of course, here at the Tonight Show, the monologue has to go on. So I think I'm going to have to sub out. Can someone tag in for me, please? Thanks, buddy.
Jesus, that's pretty cool.
He looked like he was really injured. That just Leno happened to be there. That was good that worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
Poor guy. Is he okay, Kimmel? I mean,
Fallon, yeah.
I wouldn't know. I can't get on either.
I tell you, folks.
Leno looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, folks.
The election's getting nasty. See, this Ralph Nader called Hillary Clinton a corporatist and a militarist. Isn't that unbelievable? Ralph Nader is still alive? And Hillary Clinton, now the only Democrat running. Martin O'Malley, ex-governor of Maryland, you know him? He's running for president. See, nobody knows him. He's 2% in the polls, 2%. He's been in the race for 8 months, and he's only tied with low-fat milk. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, how about this? After that last debate, Marco Rubio being called the best communicator in the Republican Party, which is kind of like being the smartest Kardashian. It's really not
Oh, that's just mean-spirited. I don't go for that.
He is not the only Hispanic running. No. Senor Jeb Bush also running for president. A lot of people think when the Republican field begins to clear, it'll be down to Jeb Bush and Donald Trump. Kind of like the race between the tortoise and the bad hair. But as Jimmy mentioned, Bernie Sanders getting a lot of traction. In fact, if Bernie Sanders wins, he will be the first socialist elected president since 2008. So that's just funny to think about.
They should have had Conan come in and tell one joke and then back to Jay.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
If he came in only told one joke and then went back to Leno. I doubt Conan would have seen the humor in that.
I don't think so.
That would have been hilarious.
That's very funny, and that probably would have got a lot of...
oh, my God.
That's very funny.
That would be very funny. Anyway, this is almost over. Hit this.
You got to give Obama credit. You got to Osama bin Laden. I mean, think about that. Osama bin Laden lived in that house in Pakistan for 6 years with 7 women and 23 children. I'm surprised the guy didn't shoot himself in the head. But of course, the Republicans are still trying to stop Obamacare. Look, I like Obamacare. The trouble with Obamacare is there are too many government agencies under the Obamacare umbrella. Like I got a prostate exam the other day, but it was done by a drone, and that made me uncomfortable. I wasn't comfortable with that. And of course, Republicans say the economy is bad. They say it's bad.
How bad is it?
I tell you, the economy is so bad in New York. On Park Avenue today, I saw a woman with real breasts and a fake Gucci purse. You never see that. You never see that. The economy is so bad in California, parents in Beverly Hills are being forced to raise their own children. That never happened. It is so bad in Seattle, I saw a guy panhandling in front of a Starbucks just to pay for a Starbucks. That's how bad it is. I saw a priest, a rabbi, and a minister walk into a bar and then burn it down for the insurance money. That's an awful thing. It is so bad, even the Kardashians are losing their ass. That's how bad it is.
I got one. Check it. The economy is so bad, 50 Cent just changed his name to Nickelback.
Yeah.
The economy is so bad, Hillary Clinton wants people to look through her deleted emails to see if there's any from that Nigerian prince.
That's how bad it is
right now. Let me tell you, the economy is so bad. I saw Wolfgang Puck eating Chef Boyardee.
You never see that.
Jay Leno, thank you, Jay Leno, right there.
That's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
The jokes were good. You like those jokes, Chip?
They were fucking hilarious. I never done better, though.
Which
You
one?
have an economy joke?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Economy's so fucking bad that I went to buy a fucking the dollar store and they're like, you ain't got enough money, motherfucker.
It's just angry and mean, really mean. Wow.
Fuck yeah.
So angry.
Economy's so bad, someone said, why don't you put in your 2 cents? I said, I ain't got no fucking money. The fucking Jews took it.
Whoa, that's a little anti-Semitic. It's not really.
Well, we
Look,
need
that's
the
good stuff, though.
It is good. Yeah, we need the da-da.
Yeah, we need a drum or something for Chip so he could do these economy jokes.
There's a very funny ad for Chipotle. Speaking of Chip, in the ad, it's in the paper.
Yeah.
It has a big fat guy, and they're really bashing Chipotle. Like, I didn't know you could bash companies.
Where was this?
It's on page 22 of the Post, and it's a very Iraq photo. No offense to Iraq, my friend Eric, but it's a real Nagel picture.
Oh, jeez. Wow, Chipotle.
What does the ad say?
Food with integrity, and then they cross out integrity and write hypocrisy. Sofritas burrito, estrogen in every bite. Chipotle cleverly advertised its product as free of added hormones. A transparent Chipotle would say its tofu and beans have more hormones than beef. Learn more about marketing and Chipotle's burrito bluster at chubbychipotle.com. They took out a whole ad. They have it out for Chipotle. Yeah. I like a Chipotle every once in a while.
Who doesn't?
Get a little bowl, right? Some brown rice, some chicken in there, some salsa,
Good
some
stuff.
corn, and some lettuce. That's it. No cheese, no sour cream.
Estrogen in every bite. They said that guy's face with his fucking tits, and he's looking over his left shoulder. His face is awesome.
And he had to go on the audition, and they're like, "Yeah, you're fat enough for this." I always find that weird when they like cast the ugly girl in a movie or the fat girl in a movie, and you're like, "Oh my god, she just knows she's fat and ugly, and that's why she's getting the part."
Yeah, but then
So weird.
How did her agent sign her when she walked in? Going,
But no, it's even worse. It's like you go in for those auditions as the fat, ugly girl for a movie, and you don't get the part, and you still walk away knowing you're fat and ugly, but you weren't fat and ugly enough for
That's
the
quite
movie.
comforting, though. Like, oh, I guess I'm not that ugly.
No, I bet you it goes the other way where they don't want it too ugly. So I would think you walk away going, oh my god, my face is too hideous for this movie.
Yeah, or I'm ugly and I can't act. Like, oh no.
Yeah,
Because two.
Good for Jimmy Fallon there putting Leno on. That's kind of cool. Leno looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Looked all right.
do you guys still talk to Letterman ever?
Who?
I never really talked. Oh,
No,
No, we haven't spoken to him.
no. We don't.
Why you left on bad terms?
No, we just left. We left like a year before before Dave shut down, and
they were fired.
they kicked us out. And we haven't really talked since he went off the air. We talked a little bit before that. But
Did you go to the last show or the
No.
part? You even go to the rap party?
no, we didn't want to go to the.
Were you invited?
Yeah. There was a big party, I think the Saturday before. Anyone who ever worked at Letterman, NBC or CBS, they were all invited.
And
We didn't want to go.
you were angry.
Not angry, but it's like it occupied our lives for 17 years, and it was just I really didn't want to see everybody again.
Or him.
Or him. in a weird way. And
It was just time to move on.
It was time to move on. It's not like anger or anything like that, but it was like...
What happened when you left the year before? What did you do after that?
The year before,
for Fox.
Yeah, we had a pilot at Fox.
Did you guys leave him, or did you have something under his production umbrella?
In his production company.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we used to talk about that. I forgot.
Yeah, we had a sitcom.
You weren't working on the Late Show, but you you had the pilot thing, and your
Under
hours.
Worldwide
I
Parents.
remember you calling me saying how much better your hours were.
Our hours they were much better, but there were also times we were told we had to go to California like right now to go pitch or to go to this meeting, or we would get notes from Fox or from our production company, and they were due in like 2 days. So we'd have like sporadic craziness, but it was a lot calmer then.
Network notes are always helpful.
Yeah.
And
Very
fun.
helpful.
Always helpful and fun. Always good comedic suggestions.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. They always throw down some really good stuff.
Like change things up a little bit just to make it a little funnier.
Make it more fun. Make it funnier, and get the focus groups interested.
I'll tell you what was when you speak of how great the notes are. One pilot we did was right when we did it was shooting. They had the writer's strike, so all the executives came to sit on our set. And they added so much having...
Did they really?
Not a fucking thing. It was horrible. It was fucking... They're sending notes from upstairs at the monitors, and there's 3 or 4 of them. So, and the director's losing his fucking mind going, this is...
Bunch of dopes just setting up their fucking...
their
worst.
opinion,
What kind of notes would they give you? Fire him. Keep her. Fire him.
That came from Bonnie.
Oh my God! This is a great Twitter account.
Yeah.
It's called Network Notes.
It's TV Network.
It might
notes.
be a little inside, but wow!
People anonymously send notes that they've gotten from the network.
Oh, these are actual notes.
Yeah,
not a guy trying to be funny with the whole thing.
They're actual notes.
Can you read a few of these?
This one's from Bravo. It says, "Want the comedy to be as high as possible. Right now, we're pointing to it too hard. Make it less obvious, but with more energy?" Question mark.
What?
Here's another one from Discovery. I like the distance thing, but not the proximity thing.
Right.
Don't say the word rape. Women don't like that word as much as men. That's
Comedy
from
Central. Wait, go up. There's one from CBS. There's too much suspense. What? Oh, God.
This is too female for us. Lifetime.
It's Lifetime. Pretty good. What is it called? TV Network Notes.
Yep.
Let's see. What am I supposed to be wondering right now? Are they going to kill themselves? Bring up the question. Eventually answer it. Spike. I don't know if these are good notes or not. Like
I don't know either.
You don't know because you don't know what the original context is, so they look stupid. But some of these might be good.
Look at this one of Animal Planet.
Is there any way we can make the Make-A-Wish recipient look less disabled? If not, can we subtitle him? That's exactly what I was just talking about. When they're casting the fat ugly girl, they don't want it too fat or too ugly. That's my point.
Well, they must be.
It has to be just right.
They mean that one specific person?
Yeah, when I was taping that show.
We'll laugh hard at that one.
How do you make him less disabled looking?
I don't know. Maybe you put a little makeup on him or shoot him a different way.
Yeah,
or
splash a little more light in the area.
Oh, no.
Splash some of those blue tones in there.
We got a note when we were with Fox, and it was a serious note, and I'm sure we just didn't have the experience, but we were told to foxify it.
Foxify it?
Yeah.
How do you foxify something?
We didn't know.
Put me into it and it gets handsomer. Fucking boo.
No, you're very
That was
handsome.
a terrible joke, though. Go ahead.
So, yeah, we were told to foxify it. And
But you don't know what that meant?
No.
Did you ask him?
Well, a lot of times the people that are giving the notes can't really explain it anymore than
Right. Or they would be doing it themselves.
Right.
That's the problem with that whole world.
So, yeah.
So the Yankees are out of it. That's it?
Yeah,
That's
this
it.
shit.
One game, wild card game, they lose 3-0, and after 162 games, you're just done. That baseball is got to be frustrating for these players.
I didn't even know they were in the Houston Astros in the American League.
Yeah, a couple years.
What the fuck was? Why did that happen?
I don't know. We grew up with them being in the National League. I'm sure they've been in the AL for a while
2
now.
years, someone said.
Oh, that's it? Only a couple years?
Yeah, just like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay.
What was the reason for it?
To even the divisions out. So now there's 15 American League teams and 15 National League teams.
So there was 16 and 14?
It was 16 and 14, but now the issue is that since there's 15 and 15, there's always an interleague game happening because 15 teams obviously can't play each other.
Right. Okay. Always interleague.
So there's always at least one interleague
Do
series.
they like that though? Maybe they wanted that.
I don't know if they like it. I think it's stupid, but I mean, that's my opinion.
So, so were the Yankees ever in the game last night? 3-0.
No,
I heard it was kind of just a dud of a game.
It was a dud.
What I heard on the way in today.
No, the Astros dominated. They only had 3 hits.
The Yankees only have 3 hits.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
But
Your
they played
whole
terribly like the
season.
last the week and a half, so
Right.
you know.
Did they?
Yeah. Yeah, they got swept by the Orioles like 4 games in the last series.
Oh, how awful. Sorry.
They fight their way all the way into the wild card position, and then that's it. All right, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. See you in April.
Oh, well.
And Cece is in the Michael Jackson Rehab Center.
Oh, no.
Why would you go to the Michael Jackson Rehab Center? It didn't work too well for Michael Jackson. Why do these big stars pick the really fancy places? Why wouldn't you find a rehab place that gets down and dirty and doesn't brag about all the celebrities they've had over the years?
Yeah, I don't know why you'd go to one with a big name on it if you want to just lay low.
Right.
They probably treat celebrities well there, though.
Well,
the old MJ.
They brag about all the celebrities that have been treated there. Diana Ross, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Billy Joel, Judy Garland, and Michael Jackson. I find that strange.
Yeah, who
It's
cares?
the fact that they're advertising
Celebrity names, yeah.
They're
not advertising the ones who fucking, well, Michael Jackson, but they're not advertising the ones who fucking publicly relapse and kill themselves, are they?
Right. That's what's so horrible when they start doing these shows and bragging who they have there, and then those people don't fucking, they relapse, or like they said, or they OD, and now people are going, see, that rehab stuff doesn't work. They went and they didn't stay clean. It's the fucking worst thing. I spoke at a rehab, I'm not gonna say in LA, where it was all rich people. Like they didn't really have a bottom because they had too much money to have a bottom. You know what I mean?
You still have a bottom, you just can't have a financial one.
What's that?
You can have a bottom, you just can't have a financial one.
That brings on a lot of bottoms too. Though. Makes you homeless. You know what I mean. And if your whole family turns their back on you, you don't care. You still have enough money to live wherever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so they don't.
You can have a mental bottom or a physical bottom. Yeah, of
Fucking
course.
family, you're isolated from your family, or your fucking wife leaves you, or your husband leaves you, or your kids hate you. I mean, there's all this shit that they have to deal with. Too.
It's not always about money, Rich Voss.
Not always about
It makes it a lot
things.
easier. It makes it a lot easier when you're a drug addict.
I would imagine.
Sure.
But I mean, this rehab didn't work out for some of these celebrities that are listed here.
Kurt Cobain had money. Robin Williams had money.
Robin
I
Williams
can
had
list a lot of them.
A lot of money.
Jimi Hendrix had money. Janis Joplin had money. Jim Morrison had money.
Well, Joplin died from fucking. She didn't commit suicide or OD. She fucking,
What?
took an extra bite. Oh no, that's Mama
Cass
Cass.
Elliot, I know.
Yeah, Mama. Sorry, I made a mistake.
No, I know, but I'm saying that they all had money.
Yeah, and they didn't get clean because their bottoms. They didn't see that they had a bottom. They had no problem getting drugs because
Right,
they
so
had money.
their bottom was being dead.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you can't have the same bottom as everyone else, even with money. It doesn't matter. Can't bring it with you, Rich. I'm putting that on a shirt.
You're saying the exact opposite of what the point I'm saying is a lot of people die or don't get clean because they have fucking money, and all of a sudden their bottom is death because a lot of people's bottom prevents them from dying because they don't have that kind of money and their lifestyle gets all fucked up. Their family.
I'm bored of this discussion.
So because you don't understand, you're stupid sometimes.
I do understand. If you have a bottom, you have a bottom. Whatever it is for each person, I'm saying.
Yes.
If you have more money, you can definitely afford more stuff and get better treatment, and your life is a lot easier financially. But then you look at all these people that drop dead of overdoses, and it's like, well, the money didn't help you, so you still have a bottom. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Having the money doesn't matter.
Having the money keeps you sometimes from getting clean. That's what I'm saying. Having the money keeps you from getting clean.
I've never noticed.
I don't know about that because you could lose all sorts of other things.
I've never noticed it either way. He might be right. I've never noticed it either way.
I sort of understand your point, but there's other bottoms.
Yeah, you come in for different reasons.
Losing work, like Lindsay Lohan's a good example.
Yeah,
she's lost all sorts of work because no one trusts her anymore. That should be her bottom to figure it all out. She still has money, I would assume, but yeah, she's lost a lot with her addiction.
But the money kept her going doing it.
True.
Right?
True. But I bet you she would love to be back in Hollywood making movies, but no one's going to take a chance with her.
I would.
You would?
Of course you would.
I'll put it on our next movie.
One other thing, I need Eric in here. Oh, yes.
Yeah, one other thing. Travis and I were kind of talking about this yesterday. Can you imagine if George Steinbrenner was still alive, how he would react to the Yankees losing to the Astros and getting knocked out of the playoffs? Like, Travis's point yesterday was that they were celebrating after backing their way into the wild card game.
Yeah, they won the opportunity to play one game, and they're popping champagne and celebrate. Yeah, can you imagine if Steinbrenner was still in charge of that team and watching his team celebrate winning one more game?
Yeah,
because that's all you get. It's a play-in game. You're not in the play. I mean, they call it the playoffs, but you're not in the playoffs. It's one game.
Yeah, you got to get into.
It's one game to decide who's in the playoffs.
Yeah,
basically,
it's such a completely different Yankees team that he wouldn't even let them celebrate.
Nope.
You know, that's one game. That's all you've won. And they're acting like it's the biggest thing in the world.
You know, and now they're home.
And
that's it.
Now they're home, thinking it over.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Bubba the Love Sponge for a second.
Oh, fuck.
He had a press conference yesterday. We tried to get him on the show. We reached out to him. I would love to talk to him about this. What the hell happened down there in Tampa, Eric?
He got caught for tampering with the ratings.
He tampered in Tampa.
Yes. Yes.
That's
get it?
That should have been the headline.
Yuma.
You know, over the years, over the year, we never tampered with the ratings, but every once in a while you would get someone to call you and go, "Hey man, I got a diary or whatever," and you would carefully talk to them.
Right.
Carefully, you would explain to them how many hours they could put in for a certain show, but you wouldn't tell them to do that.
No, not at all.
But every radio guy has kind of gone down this road where you go, "Oh my God, a friend of mine or a family member has one of these diaries."
How do you get caught?
But he went way past that, right?
Yeah, because it's this little stick. It's almost like a keychain, what they call the personal people meter.
PPM.
It used to be a giant beeper. They finally got it down to something that where people could wear it and not look like douchebags.
And apparently somebody got in touch with him, or he found somebody that had one of those things.
PPM.
And was persuading that person to
persuading them to do what?
Falsify what they listen to.
Meaning just keep it on Bubba's show.
Right, but you can't just leave it near a radio. It detects movement, so it has to constantly be moving.
Yeah.
So
however, gave it to Michael J. Fox.
But why
he was trying to persuade them?
Yes.
Okay.
But why?
What did I say wrong, Jim?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just keep going.
You're smarter than everyone.
Thank you.
So
you're correct.
The PPM, he was, convincing these people that, to listen to his. It's not just his show. He has a station built after him in Tampa as well. The station's branded with his name, his material, everything.
Was he persuading them with money?
That hasn't come out yet, but that's the speculation.
Wait, so the people meter, it has to detect movement? Some people would sit and listen to a show all day.
It's probably every 15 minutes or something.
But you have to keep moving.
Yeah,
why?
Because it turns off.
How long can you sit in one area for? I'm going to guess an hour.
I'm not 100% sure.
But if you're at your desk or a cubicle listening to a radio show, that's not fair if someone is sitting at their job and wants to listen to the show.
I remember that being a thing with people going into doctors' offices and these light FM stations getting huge ratings because they were just sitting there.
They just happen to be
you didn't have to persuade anybody. It was just one of those things where
it only registers for a certain amount of time if it's dormant.
Okay.
Well, who cares who works in the front of the building?
No. So, but how many people does he got to get? To make it a difference.
Just even one. If you're caught with one, that's illegal. You're tampering with the ratings system.
So he was on a radio station they built around him. So it's very important that people are listening throughout the entire day. Okay.
The station was called Bubba Radio, and the whole station was built around him.
Was it doing well?
Well, it's hard
I
to
think
tell
it was
now.
doing okay. It wasn't number one. He wasn't number one, but all the imaging has his, surrounding him, describes him. There's playing clips of his show throughout the day with the music. So he's so entrenched in this station that he really needs to make sure it's a success.
He's a vested interest.
So what was he accused of doing?
Trying to persuade someone to listen to it?
Yeah, that he had contact with people that had these meters and had done something with these people in order to influence their listening habits to keep it on their station.
But how many people?
And on the show. That I don't know either.
There's one person.
The specifics The what?
Does like one person represent a certain amount of other people?
Yeah. And
one person can represent. I used to know all this shit.
Yeah, I don't know
thousands
the new
of people
percentages
easily.
of it now.
ppm.
But one of those people meters represented thousands.
Yeah, they're very important.
Thousands.
Yeah,
So,
I got one.
Do
you have one?
No, I don't.
No.
The specifics haven't come out yet of exactly what he has done. He just was accused of ratings tampering.
Yeah.
And then that leads to the press conference that he had yesterday after his show.
That was a rough. Like I watched it, I was like, oof.
That's
he-
a federal
must be
offense,
totally
right?
caught.
And before he even did that, he was off the air for a week. When he was accused, they took him off the air. But only in Tampa, which is his home market. He was still on for his affiliates, just not in Tampa.
Wait, why was? Oh, because he was only accused in Tampa.
Correct.
Right.
So if he's on in Tampa, can he?
What?
Can he be on other markets if he's off in Tampa?
Yes, because he's not. He technically doesn't work at that radio station and work for that company. He's an independent contractor.
Oh.
So he has his own studio that he puts the show out, and every station is technically an affiliate to him.
Okay.
So,
So
they
even
took him
if-
off in Tampa, but he was on in his other markets.
So then, even if Tampa decides to get rid of him, he'll still have.
Well,
everyone
yes and
else.
no. It also could be that Nielsen wants to say, well, we're not going to rate the other stations that he's on either if you still have
And I
a
guess
deal with him.
if it comes
PPM.
out that he tried to persuade people in other markets.
That hasn't been, nothing about that has been said if he's been caught doing it in other markets, just in Tampa right now.
But that's a federal offense, isn't it?
It's a lot of different offenses.
I don't know if it's a crime that you can go to jail for, though. Like it's not one of those things that.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know if that's a punishable.
But it
arrestable
opens you up.
offense.
If he had screwed up with the ratings, it screws other companies, which opens to lawsuits from those companies against the company he's
right,
with.
because they're
And then-
advertisers, sure.
Right.
And since he's an independent contractor, not only can they go after the company that's paying for him right now, Beasley, they could also sue him.
Alpacas.
But going back to my original point, like being in radio, you come across people that have diaries, and you know you have to be very careful how you talk to them. But you explain how you could fill out the diaries, you know.
Right.
So is that what happened here? Someone called him and said, "Hey, I have a people meter," or did he search these out? Or
This is what's at least publicly known. He found out somehow that somebody had the meter.
Okay.
And then he did something to influence that person's listening habits that would benefit him.
right.
How they got to that conclusion has not been released yet.
And is it one person that he tampered with?
That hasn't been released.
All right, none of this
Released
is
either.
known. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. So let's go. I want to see what he said yesterday. I did not listen to this.
Yeah, it's a
Now,
brief
this is,
conference.
this is 11 p.m. after his show, so he's been off the air for about an hour.
He's smart. He's wearing
He's a night guy now.
No, he's in the morning. He does 6 to 10.
He's,
Oh,
And
he's
this was at
smart.
11 o'clock.
You said 11 p.m.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
11 a.m.
Sorry.
He's wearing all the Bubba Army wear. That's kind of smart. That's good marketing.
Right.
Yes.
As,
No,
you're,
it
as you're
is.
going down.
But it's good marketing. He's
Yeah.
got the hat. He's got the shirt.
I want to know how did he persuade them? Was it with money or was it with other means?
I would assume money.
I would think sweatshirts.
Money, or maybe a free Bubba, Army sweatshirt and hat. Let's see. Push play on this.
I owe the truth, mostly to my listeners, but to my advertisers, to my business partners, to my media family, to my staff. And as you may have heard, I was contacted directly by a ratings panelist and the PPM measurement ratings deal, and I was accused of attempting to influence the listening activities of a particular panelist. And it's with deep regret and embarrassment that I face you directly and say that they're true. There's no excuses. The buck stops with me. And I cannot tell you how humbled and how embarrassed I am. Even though Nielsen has confirmed that they did not in any way, shape, or form my actions affect the ratings, it still is not acceptable. And I take full responsibilities for what happens and subsequently the consequences that probably are here forward. I like to apologize mostly to Beasley, to my advertisers, my listeners, my staff, my family. I can't change what's happened, but I'll try my best to continue to show my fans and Beasley sticking up for me and allowing me to come back was the right decision. and I'll subsequently face any consequences here forward. I don't know what the future of my program is going to be, but I can assure you that if I'm allowed to continue to broadcast, that I am sorry, embarrassed, and never will attempt to do anything this stupid. I can't tell you how sorry I am. There's no excuses. There's nobody to blame. I am the person to blame, and I'll accept whatever happens moving forward. Thank you. And again, I can't tell you how sorry I am.
And now I'd like to introduce Steve.
What?
I can't
Say the joke.
I didn't know his last name. How to say
Yeah,
it.
you had it.
No.
You did have it. I just heard you.
I said, and then he goes, and now I'd like to introduce Steve Renazizi. It's so fucking funny.
I see 9/11 guy.
Yeah. That's not funny.
It's okay. It wasn't bad. He was really worried that his career was done.
We've been in this business a long time. Okay. He was caught red-handed, but which is kind of shady because, like I said, when you get these people calling you with the diaries and you talk to them carefully, you know you're safe. Someone set him up.
That may be true.
Or
Someone set him up.
Or he was very sloppy and got caught.
Yeah, maybe.
But this is my thought. I'll put this out there. Somebody got a people meter from maybe another radio station, and someone said, call Bubba, act like you're a fan, and then Bubba will fall for it. But in the end, you're not a Bubba fan, and that's why it all comes out.
Or...
Because if it was a fan of Bubba the Love Sponge, how would this ever come out?
Right.
How would it ever come out?
Unless they answered a question. I have no idea what PPM
Or
is.
it could be he was doing that, he was bragging about it, and
To who?
To anybody, and the wrong person heard it, and that's what led to it.
Yeah, we got someone on a people meter. We got this guy over there. We persuade him to.
He does
to do
like
it.
to brag about.
But every
everything he does.
radio guy's been down this road. You get the call. I have a diary, and you're freaked the fuck out. You're like, oh my god, if this guy could put down, let's say back in the day, Opie and Anthony from 3 in the afternoon all the way to 7, that really, really helps us. But you also know you really can't say that because the risk is too great.
Right, but also what you said back in the day, didn't have the ability to tape a phone call that easy. You weren't doing email. A listener called you on the phone like that kind of thing.
I was texting
Nowadays,
in the mid-'80s.
He could have emailed somebody. There could be a paper trail on it where they're showing that he's communicating with somebody.
He's been around a long time. He's not that dumb. He's not that dumb.
He taped Hulk Hogan having sex.
That's true.
I'm not saying he's the greatest guy in the world, but he's not a dumb guy as far as how all this shit works.
But he seemed worried, dude, because you know the type of show he does, and he puts up a lot of a lot of like fuck everything. That's gotta be hard for him to come out and go, look, I'm deeply sorry. Like he's worried.
He is a dumb guy because he can't just do his show. He's had more than 1 second chance at reviving his career.
Yeah.
But he's always had stuff on the side that's bit him in the ass. He had the Hulk Hogan tape. He had his lawyers who were disbarred because of the lawsuit he had with Todd Schnitt.
Right.
Watch your language.
That he won that case, but then it was found out that the lawyers set up his lawyer for a DUI just to influence the case.
Wait, hold on. His lawyer set up Todd Schnitt's lawyer?
His lawyers were found guilty of setting up Todd Schnitt's lawyer to receive a DUI in order to win.
How they set him up, though?
It's online. The story about everything.
But how they set him up for drunk driving?
Just Google it.
There's a lot of drama down there in Tampa.
He ran for sheriff one year, and there was all these other things that came out of like payoffs.
But how they set him up for drunk driving?
So it seems like this is a setup. Someone getting back at him.
Maybe, yeah.
Or
Todd Schnitt's lawyer.
It's another
you
example.
Don't think so, Justin?
No.
Or another example of him, trying to take too many shortcuts and make too many backroom deals, and it bit him in the ass.
I have no doubt he was going for the backroom deal.
I think that's what happened. I think he was bragging.
I think he was bragging, and the wrong person found out.
Crazy.
Oh, this is just a bunch of speculative nonsense.
I think
None of
you're
us know what
right.
we're
He
talking
was
about.
set up.
I think he was set up.
I don't know. I'll just admit I don't know.
It's too fucking easy.
Shut up.
I think he was set up because he knows he's caught.
Yeah, but
because you always are vague with that shit.
Well, who knows? I mean,
Dude,
all
he's
the
been doing
specifics
radio
of-
for 30 years.
Yes.
He knows what this
and
could
he's been
lead
getting
to.
in trouble for 30 years by doing his radio
Yeah,
show.
but Bubba knows. He knows what he was doing.
Bubba.
He knows.
You said it wrong.
What do you think happened? He was just bragging to somebody?
It could be either or. I honestly think he was bragging, and then somebody found out. I don't think somebody set him up in the way you said that. Oh, we know somebody with a PPM. Call Bubba. Bubba will fall for it.
I think it was he thought it was a hardcore listener. He thought he was safe, and he said, "Okay, this is exactly what you can do." And somehow this guy got a transcript of that, or some audio, or something. And because he was working for somebody else, I'm going on record and saying that.
Okay.
Just because I know how this shit works, it's too vague usually.
We don't know the specifics.
But he probably thought, "Holy fuck, this guy is a super fan. I'm safe here, so I'm going to tell him exactly what he could do with this PPM."
And it didn't say that he was. Yeah, it said that he was literally trying to persuade someone. So maybe he reached out and they didn't respond properly.
Could be. They could be that like maybe he was dumb enough that there's emails and text messages and things like that, and that got handed over. Or when they did their investigation, they found it.
I think Eric's right. He seems like a very cocky, careless person.
Yeah,
just based on past things, and he probably successfully was able to persuade somebody to do this, and then he just started bragging about it.
And maybe he's done it before.
Man,
it very well may have happened.
Who knows?
That is beyond stupid.
Unfortunately, right now, all we know is that there was an investigation. He was accused, and he came out now and admitted it. We don't know how they got to that conclusion.
So far, I see a movie in this. I see a script. Phone call. I've got a PPM.
I just got a direct...
You're a fan? Yes.
I got a direct message from a guy that's in radio in a very small market, I should say. A tiny market, but
Los Angeles.
But his point is important here. He says, "I got nailed by Arbitron for a tweet to a TV reporter just mentioning a diary as a joke. They're watching everything."
What market's he in? Let me guess. Schenectady.
Yeah.
The Jerry Carmichael Show.
Look, we reached out to Bubba. I would love to talk to him about it. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I reached out to him and his people yesterday, but no response.
Well, you were here just calling him stupid on the radio show. Why would he respond with your callous disregard for his well-being?
Because I contacted him yesterday and said that today.
Well, you should have waited until he responded. Maybe he's going to get back to us, and all of a sudden, I
don't even know if he's on right now.
Let's go to Tampa. Chris in Tampa. Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Hey, last year, Bubba and that Todd Schmidt, MJ.
Yeah.
They went through that lawsuit, and Bubba's attorney, got his paralegal to try to get Todd Schmidt's attorney arrested for DUI. So that was the whole thing that was dragged through the mud. So I wouldn't be surprised if what you're saying, where somebody set up Bubba.
I'm going with the setup.
He's got a few enemies out there.
I'm sure it'll come out. I'm going with the setup. Everyone else is going with other things. We'll see what happens.
I'm on Team Opie.
All right, thank you, Chris.
You say set up. I say it was his own doing.
Ooh, I understand that, but he knows how important that ratings thing is. You're almost scared of it at every turn.
Well, it's like Rock always says, pride goeth before destruction. You say that often.
You do. He was fired from his original station, and he was so.
Are you on Wikipedia?
No.
Okay.
No. But he was. Oh, I'm not on that. Eric's typing. But he was so desperate to beat his old station that it makes sense that he would try to fix the ratings.
Sure. Oh no, I think it's pretty clear he was trying to fix the ratings.
But I think he did it. I don't think
it's just how he got caught that I'm interested in.
Oh, I thought you said, Spider, I got a PPM meter.
And finally, we go to Clifton, New Jersey. Mike, go ahead.
Is anybody going to tell Rich and E-Rock that the word persuade is not persuade? It's fucking persuade.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, Rich didn't say it. That was E-Rock's humiliating blunder.
Is anybody going to tell you how to listen, you fucking idiot?
He's basically saying that you weren't picking up on the fact that Jimmy was...
E-Rock.
And
They're the only
Travis.
two that weren't in on the fucking joke.
Yeah. Trav Dog was all in there. Yeah. You don't have.
I didn't notice.
All right, Mikey.
You don't have the clip of him saying it?
Of course I do.
I'd love to hear that.
Hang on, I gotta get it.
Oh, God. Let's hear this.
Hang on. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
All right, wait. Well, with that said, the guy that works at a radio station in a very tiny market has written back.
Dallas.
They sent us a certified letter with screenshot of tweet, had to issue a memo admitting guilt.
Oh,
so they're
Arbitron.
watching everything.
Boy, these Arbitron people, they really don't fudge around.
It's Nielsen now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they bought Arbitron.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'm glad I don't have to worry about that rating shit.
Yeah, you guys don't get numbers. You don't get numbers.
You can say that again.
That's the promo for tomorrow.
We have no fucking idea how many people we talk to. No clue.
Yeah, they keep it that way. So
At times they say you're doing very well, but then you're like, you go, well, what does that mean? And then that's when they stop talking about it.
I've never heard that.
So
Netflix doesn't give numbers either.
No, they won't.
that's dumb too.
They won't. I said, how many people watched my special? They went, oh, you'd be happy.
Yeah, exactly. That vague shit.
Yeah, it's like, how about answering the question?
They're protecting the numbers for whatever reason.
Negotiation for your next.
They don't want you to be able to negotiate properly.
They don't want you to feel good about it. They want you to always be wondering how well you're actually doing.
Yes.
It's a strange world.
As far as the numbers go, when they were starting the investigation, they suspended the entire market's ratings. And then when they found that it wasn't really affected, they reinstated all the ratings except for the station that he's on, who's suspended for this month. So they don't have any ratings technically right now.
So now what happens?
So
he still has a job officially? With
They
Beasley?
haven't said he's been fired yet, or that they've parted ways, and wish him best on his future endeavors. But the station can't sell anything because they don't have any numbers. So the salespeople can't do anything, and then the advertisers, I'm sure, aren't going to be happy about that. Because now you're associated with a guy that tampers with everything.
That's the only good thing is it didn't affect anything for him.
It didn't affect the rest of the market. Their station has no ratings right now.
Right. All right. Well, that's fascinating. Big story out of Tampa.
Yeah.
Today we have an omelet bar.
Yeah.
From the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square. Is Hard Rock? Yeah, I see Hard Rock Johnny out there. Wow. And we have to name the chef. Chef Jim Sabatini is making omelets for everybody today.
Where is he?
They're all right outside with an omelet station ready to go.
They haven't started yet?
So we're going to take a break. Well, they don't know what you want in your omelet.
Yeah, whatever you
How would
want.
they know what you want? They have all sorts of choices out there. Vegetables and bacon and whatever else. I don't know what they brought. So we had to mention that.
No, I was giving you the information.
Just to be nice, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Rich Voss, what do you got going on?
This weekend, I'll be at the New Hope Cinema in Minneapolis. And next weekend, we'll be at the Red Clay Comedy Festival in Atlanta. Friday night, we'll be doing a live podcast. And Saturday night, the Nasty Show.
Great.
Atlanta next weekend. Minneapolis this weekend.
Jimmy's going out to the Improv.
Irvine, yeah, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. And then just go to jimnorton.com. I got a shitload of dates.
Nice.
And Travis has something.
Apparently, somebody got in touch with him, or he found somebody that had one of those things.
PPM.
And was persuading that person to...
You know what? He didn't even hear that because he's in line for an omelet.
Yeah, he left to get an omelet.
He's not even in line. He's first. He didn't want the line to form. Also, the latest episode of the Opie Radio doc series is now up on iTunes. We had a fun night a couple nights ago at this point. We had Andi Timoner. Right? That's how we say her name?
Yeah.
The director of Brand, A Second Coming. She was great. She was a great guest, and she knows her documentaries. So go to iTunes and check it out. How do they do that?
They go to iTunes and type in Opie Radio, one word, doc series.
Okay, it'll pop up. So, check it out. We would appreciate it. I think it's our 4th episode already. Mm-hmm. Nice. We will continue. And Rich Voss today. And omelets. How are the omelets?
Amazing.
Amazing. Nice. Hard Rock Johnny.
Light and delicious, fluffy and fun.
He's supervising out there, making sure the omelets are made properly. Are you going to have one, Rich Voss?
I just had one.
Oh, you just slammed one down.
He wolfed it down.
Was great.
Good for you.
It was great. I don't know why they're gay friendly and you got avocado and I didn't.
It's very good. I asked for it.
They told me they only have avocado. But all I know is it was very good omelet. Very good omelet.
You wanted avocado?
I'm happy with
Did
what
you
I
ask
got.
for the avocado?
Huh?
Did you ask for avocado?
Not really. I think they only had enough for him.
Yes. Kenny.
I'm responsible for the avocado mix-up.
What happened?
I only got avocado for you and Jim.
Oh, you can have my avocado.
I ate the omelet. I don't want just avocado now.
How about have another omelet with my avocado?
Stop saying the word avocado. I'm hating it. We're saying it too much. Avocado, you can only say it once a day.
I'm purposely saying it a lot.
It's just one of those things that just you keep hearing it doesn't mean anything anymore.
I don't even like avocado.
I know, but
they say it's the good fat, so I guess you got to get some of that good fat in you. I don't know.
I have to apologize for the avocado mix-up.
It's all right. Next time, just order more avocado for the people.
It reminds me of a film I'm writing. It's called Avocado Follies.
Ooh.
What's it about?
Sounds fantastic.
Something similar to this.
I'll get more avocado.
Happens in a nursing home.
Really?
I'll get more avocado if you want.
No, just give Rich Voss my avocado.
I'll take it to go later.
You will? Okay, good.
But then, GH, what are you going to do for avocado?
I don't know. I hate avocado. I just eat it, like I said, because they say it's the good fat. Avocado sucks a dick.
Are you crazy?
I hate avocado.
No, Richard didn't know he had so much in common with avocado.
You actually enjoy avocado?
I used to make avocado sandwiches with a little mayonnaise and on toast. Delicious.
That sounds horrible.
That sounds pretty good. I don't know, avocado. Now you got me doing it. I'm all fucking enjoying this.
Do you like guacamole dip?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, well, guess
There's
what?
more stuff in the guacamole dip, though.
But the base, the foundation.
I understand it's avocado, okay?
Yes.
But then you need a little onion and other stuff in there to kind of spice it up.
So in your omelet?
And then it's the salty chips that I like more than the avocado. All right, let's move on. Have my avocado if you need it.
I don't like it that much.
Anyway, we got a man born without a penis.
Oh no!
This is an amazing story because he's soon going to have a penis.
Yay!
Made from his arm.
Cool.
What part of the arm? You can't use the whole arm.
Hopefully the fist, because you want to punish her.
Whoa, good fart. The British man who was born without a penis is preparing to finally get the organ, which will be made out of his arm.
Oh, no.
Andrew Wardle, 40 of London, said he will undergo a series of surgeries that will use the muscle. Oh, wow. The muscle and skin from his right arm to create a new penis. I would assume he's a lefty, right? That's why they're using the right arm? Anyone? Wardle was born with an abnormal condition known as bladder ectophy, I guess, which causes the bladder to form outside the body. Wow. That sucks. Surgery to reinsert the bladder in his body resulted in losing his penis.
They couldn't put that in any other way.
Jesus.
Or just leave the bladder outside your body. Well, why would you ever want to lose your penis?
Yes. It's my pickles.
I was left with a lot of scarring, and that's it, he told People magazine. Nothing's there. Wow. When I was a kid, it didn't really bother me, he told the magazine. It didn't really bother you as a kid not having a penis?
It would have bothered me quite a bit if I didn't have no fucking peck off. Where's my fucking peck off?
How does it not bother you? I was good at hiding it. No, you weren't good at hiding it. It was already gone.
Yeah, it was already hidden.
But I knew when I became a teenager it was going to be a problem.
Yep.
He said the hiding caused him to turn to a world of drugs and hard partying. He wasn't sure he would survive.
He probably always smoked the roach.
How did he piss? How did he pee?
Probably sitting down, just probably like a little...
It probably had a little...
urethra or something?
Little nub.
It probably had some little thing.
Yeah.
Some tiny little hole to get the pee out.
A bit like teeth falls out instead of your pecker.
Also, looking forward to the surgery is his girlfriend. He a girlfriend of 3 years.
Lesbian.
She's I was just... God damn you.
Fedra, who Wardle managed to keep the secret from even after she moved it. How do you... What?
Did he strap on a fake dick?
I don't know. They don't really say.
Did he only eat her puss?
I don't know. How do you keep a secret if your girlfriend's moving in with you?
Well, she's not a very observing... He probably said he was religious.
He eventually came clean to the 25-year-old, and she has been nothing but supportive throughout the process. She's a really nice girl.
She must be.
Obviously.
That's a big revelation. By the way, remember I told you I was a supervisor down at the plant? Yes. Well, I have no cock. Oh, no. What do you mean?
Is that it? I want to know way more about this guy.
They did a special on him.
It's a TLC show.
TLC, the man with no penis.
Ah, yes. A great special called Shooting Yourself. Not always a bad idea.
And we got a short clip from the show. Let's.
Of course, it's a short clip.
No penis.
Hold on. Yes, no penis at all.
We're going to get the short clip from the show, the TLC show.
I just want you to know it's really hard to eat an omelet during this story.
Why?
Because it's disgusting.
This story's disgusting.
Why, just don't put sausage in it.
Did you do the story with the guy with a cock about this big?
Yes, we talk about me every day.
Did you see that guy?
Terrible joke.
You didn't see the guy who's getting his cock reduced?
The giant
Yes,
cock?
he's a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
He's got
we did
it's
see
10
that.
inches around. His
Yeah.
cock is, the head of it's 10 inches around.
Oh, God.
That's a little bigger than I'd prefer.
We had the ball guy in here. He had balls that were, I don't know how, they were ridiculous.
Gigantic. Walter
Gigantic. He's no
Wendell?
longer with us. He has passed on.
Really?
But he had Florentine. This guy had Florentine beat by a mile. They were like this big.
No fucking.
Yeah, he had something wrong with him, I think.
I'm trying to.
Oh, really? You think?
Like it was a giant pumpkin, basically. You would have to like carry this.
Oh, that's gotta.
Like you carry a giant pumpkin out of the dumb pumpkin patch.
Can you imagine how much fucking load he shoots with two balls that big?
I don't know. He was.
Don't your balls?
He was a pretty serious guy about the whole thing. He would walk around. He couldn't wear anything, so he wore a sweatshirt backwards, or upside down, I should say. So the hoodie part would cover up his balls.
Pretty smart.
That's how big it was, because he couldn't fit into anything except big, huge, giant. Did he have sweatpants? I'm trying to remember now. I know he had a hoodie with the hood part covering up his balls.
Let's look at some cocks.
You want to see this guy's giant balls? It's still online somewhere.
No, I want to see that big 10-inch round fucking the head.
There he is.
That guy?
Oh, yeah, we had him on. He's no longer with us. Like I said a bunch of times.
He passed away?
Yeah, so he uses the arms and he puts his legs through the arms of the hoodie.
You're ruining Omelet Day.
Why? Look how big
ruining
those
Omelet
are.
Day.
That's bigger than a giant pumpkin. You couldn't put your arms around that thing.
Why wouldn't he have those
Or
removed?
those things.
Yeah, why wouldn't, like, when
He was trying. He told us the whole story, but we're sitting there the whole time just wishing he was going to show us.
But why?
He wouldn't show us, really.
What's the story?
We saw it
Every
through his
doctor
pants.
on this planet
Or
would
his
do that
hoodie.
for free.
Yeah.
There's not a surgeon.
I think, if I remember correctly, I haven't thought about this guy in a few years. I believe the surgery is incredibly complicated. There's so much of, it's veiny. There's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of things that could go wrong. So I believe they were able to reduce it a little bit
No, but
to give him a little relief, but they couldn't just. I would go for you got to chop it off at that
Yeah,
point.
guys with cancer down there, they take a ball. They lose their ball, a nut.
This guy's balls, like, they weighed, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds.
So
That's
fucking,
a lot. That's a lot different. I remember the surgery was going to be extremely complicated. If the 13-hour operation required all four surgeons to cut away Warren's engorged scrotum simultaneously while carrying out skin grafts to cover Warren's newly exposed penis and testicles. Warren's severe anemia complicated the task, and the surgeons discovered that some of the veins in the mass were as much as a quarter of an inch wide. With the fluid and other tissues, I would say the total weight he was carrying around probably exceeded 160 pounds. 160 pounds for his balls? Wow. The operation, which was recorded by a British film crew, was followed by a program of physical therapy, which began a week afterwards. He was released from a hospital in late April, this is going back a few years, and was reportedly recuperating in nearby housing.
So he did have them removed.
I guess, yeah. And then he died, I don't know when he died. I think he died in like
2014.
2014. So go back to the TLC show with the guy with no penis. TLC is the freak show channel. It's the freak show channel, but they make believe they don't get off on showing freaky people. They get away with it. They get away with murder because it's called the Learning Channel. But they're basically saying, look at this. This is crazy, isn't it? Back in the day, you would go behind a curtain and see this stuff for a quarter or whatever it was. The sideshows. Yes. Yeah. But now it's right on TV, and they make believe, no, man, we're just all learning about stuff. It's where the freak show went. TLC. Let's play this clip.
Andrew Wardle lives in Greater Manchester with his 24-year-old Hungarian girlfriend, Fedra. He's facing the toughest year of his life so far.
Never.
I should see the whole amount to do this.
For the last 40 years, Andrew has lived with a shocking body secret.
Well, if you're in a pub and you say to them, I'm going to buy a drink, and you say, by the way, I haven't got a... They're going to say, stick the drink up your...
His relationship with Fedra, like many others before, has been built on an incredible lie.
Manchester.
Wow. Oh, God.
It's amazing, isn't it?
She's hot.
It's beautiful.
Because just like almost everyone else, she had no idea that Andrew was born without a penis.
Perspective is breathtaking.
The outwardly happy couple first met when working at a hotel for singles and started chatting online.
It was a Skype thing, it flashed up, and it was Fedra. I thought she was an attractive woman, she was gorgeous.
My first impression about him, he had amazing humor. He always made sure we are laughing. He was really like a magnet.
But crying inside.
Do you want to try it?
After just 5 months talking over the internet, Fedra surprised Andrew by traveling overseas to meet him.
Really didn't think she was going to come. Just like, who'd leave Budapest to go to this thing?
Well, she wasn't going to come. Of course she wasn't going to come.
I want to do it. She did. It really shocked me. Kind of like, oh my God. And when she turned up with the bags, I thought, I'm in trouble here. You know, I thought something bad's going to happen here. I've got some lovely eyes.
Andrew was nervous
She had the
because he had
bags.
kick-started an intense relationship without revealing his genital condition.
Well, how do you start an intense relationship?
Because nearly
Without the
4
heavy
decades
petting.
of bitter experiences had convinced him that honesty might not always be the best policy when it comes to keeping girlfriends.
We had our first kiss, and it was amazing. When I told him I love him, I actually had an explosion in my heart, and when he told me, I felt amazing.
In their long-distance relationship, Andrew found it easy to avoid much discussion about sex. But when she moved into his house, his cover story, that he had a kidney problem, had to be further embellished.
I told her I had a microchip in my kidney, I had kidney infections and stuff, so she wouldn't touch my kidney, she wouldn't touch anywhere. And it kind of kept her away.
That's it? Boring. Who gives a fuck? God, I'm not watching that dumb show.
I mean, we already know he doesn't have a dick.
But, I mean, it doesn't seem like they were religious because she ended up moving in with him without getting married.
She was deceived.
Huh?
She's living in Hungary, probably in a poor fucking place, finds this guy in England. Says,
But the first thing she would say, let me see your dick.
It's usually not the first thing they say.
I think it's the first thing she would say. Let me see your dick.
That's not what I usually hear. Why are you rubbing that on my knuckles? We're in the elevator.
I mean, they were getting hot and heavy, but she doesn't feel the turgidness of his rod.
Maybe he has a fake
as
dick
they're
or
making
something.
out and stuff. You think he maybe would put something in there?
Maybe it was his appendix rubbing against
Well,
her.
they don't explain anything. We just listened to a dumb 3-minute clip, and it had nothing juicy in there. God, what a horrible show. Anyway, he's going to get a penis made from his forearm. That's pretty impressive.
Okay.
I want to see how they do that. I have no idea what that even means.
What do you mean? The inside of your forearm, they'll ask him how big he wants his penis, and then they'll carve that shit out and somehow fucking put it down there.
Well, how's it going to work?
I don't fucking know. Maybe they put a rod in it as well. He's got to walk around with a hard on.
He has a hard on all the time. But how's he going to come without nuts?
But then you can't take too much of your forearm because then you got a weird arm.
But now
so you have to balance all this. It's
Right.
like, give me a penis that's big enough, but not too big because then I'm going to lose, the forearm.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to come because he's going to have no balls.
Yeah.
Well,
So he's just going to have something that it's like, and I'm not a medical doctor or barely a comic, but it's like them just putting on a hard thing.
Yeah.
That he could pee out of and maybe ran.
Well, I don't know any of this because TLC didn't explain nothing.
Well, they probably had. That's why they want to get you to watch. 'Cause
I
that's
guess.
everybody's question: is what happened.
Well, why don't we? Someone's got to watch this dumb show. See if there's better clips than the one we just played. 'Cause
It hasn't aired yet?
Boring. I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe it fucking did.
I like watching the people lose weight better than that one.
Which one?
I don't know. On
Biggest
TLC.
Loser?
No, on TLC they had some person,
The Me show?
It was so big. They're so fucking so
Where
big.
they can't leave their house?
Yeah, basically,
And then what? She did the right thing and lost the weight?
Yeah. But when they go on these shows, like, she has 3 teeth, at least, You know what I mean? They find it.
Well, she's got 3 teeth. What's she supposed to do? It's the least of her problems. She can't even leave her house.
But how do you get that fat with only 3 teeth?
I see what you're saying.
But I'm saying,
wow.
No, but not only that, if you're going to at least do a show like that, the show's got to at least make you over little to make you, okay, you're overweight, but don't make you, No,
they want you.
They want you as fucked up as you can be?
Yes, they're assholes.
Yeah, they want you bad.
Absolutely, they want you to look as shitty as possible. They're not going to give you hair and makeup as you're one of these fat people that can't leave your not only your house, you can't even leave your bedroom. They want you to look as messy and greasy as possible. They're not good people that put on these TV shows. I've been saying it for years. They're the new sideshow. And they spin the show in such a way like, no, man, we're actually trying to help these people,
And they'll edit it.
Or we're going to learn about stuff. No one's learning when they tune in the TLC channel. They want to see something that is very, very unusual, and they know that over there. But they know if they just present it as like, look, let's all look and stare at this freak, they would be protesting all over the place. So they polish it up and make it nice, like there's something we're learning about, or something nice, something nice is going to happen at the end of this. But no one cares. That's not why they're fucking tuning in. The two-headed girl thing I used to do. You've never seen the two-headed girl?
Oh my god!
On TV?
Yeah.
Oh boy,
it's hard to watch.
You mean it's a show, Two-Headed Girl?
Yeah.
Well, they've done updates over the years, but it's Abigail, Abigail and whatever. But they're conjoined twins, but it's basically 2 heads on one body.
Yeah,
and they figured out how to live together.
Yeah, but they eventually fought over a hat.
You've never seen this? And they ride a bike and stuff?
Yeah, they ride a bike.
And they jump in the pool? They have to trust each other. Because I think, if I remember correctly, the one works the right side, the other one works the left side, and they figured out how to live together.
No fucking way.
Hey, look,
You've never seen this?
Look at the
You
TV.
bastards have ruined Omelet Day.
Why?
Oh, God, look.
Eric, have you ever seen this?
I have.
Dude, I can't believe you have never seen this.
I probably did see it, but look at, they're twins.
Could you get they have a sizzle reel.
No, fuck it.
It's a sizzle reel that shows all the things they're able to do in this state.
So
I'd much rather watch the
sad.
one they couldn't.
Yeah, the twins who share a body. This was a biggie on, I believe it was TLC.
Yeah.
What the hell were we learning that when we were watching this?
Do they have a boyfriend?
Well, we did many bits on these gals over the years. I don't know where they're at these days.
We poked fun at them.
I think the last we checked in, they were going off to college.
Same dorm?
No, they were going to different colleges, which was odd.
Very odd choice for that.
There's a picture of them sunbathing in one giant bikini, because they're a little wide up top. They're a little wide up top, and then the rest of the body kind of comes together. You've never just play any video. Play the 10 million.
This moment is made possible.
I can't believe you've never
Look at
seen
that.
this.
They're having a pillow fight.
No, that's a commercial.
I'll tweet this out for the people. Most people have seen this though, Rich. I can't believe.
I don't know if I have or haven't. If I did,
You
I
would
clicked
remember this.
I clicked over it real quick. I didn't want to fucking.
How would you not remember
Who we
it?
are and stuff.
Abigail and Britney.
Oh, so the kids.
Abby and Britney were born.
Of course they started as kids.
No, I'm saying how tough it was.
It looked like the one is fucking riding close behind the other one or something.
Oh, it's just so fucking such a tough life.
But they don't look at it that way. We do, because
I
it's
know.
like, holy fuck. But to
Yeah.
them, that's all they know. And I watched a lot of these shows.
They're probably as happy
They're
as
well
any
adjusted
kid.
and
No, they're
very
not.
happy.
They're not as happy as any kid.
You don't
They have
know.
2 heads on one body. They're not as happy as any kid.
You ever see that Rosie Greer movie where he's on a...
Yeah, that's so dumb.
I love it. Ray Milland.
My favorite conjoined twins were the old, I think they were from Cincinnati, and they were attached at the head sideways.
Yes, Barry Larkin and Marge Schott. It was very odd.
And the one wanted to be a country singer, and the other one wanted to just stay in her house.
Oh,
So she
right.
forced her older sister to go out to all these country western bars so she could sing.
Yeah.
Wait, how were they?
Conjoined at pretty much the top of their heads, I believe.
So, but they had 4 feet, 2 apiece, and they had
The one had to move the other sister around. The one had better legs, and the other one was sort of on a gurney. And one really was a private person, and the other one kind of wanted some fame and wanted to be a singer. They used to be on, I think, Jerry Springer all the time, and the one would dye her side of the hair because she was like, you know, trying to look the part for her music, and the other one, you know, didn't want to be bothered with that. They couldn't even agree on one hairstyle for their head.
They couldn't cut them apart.
No, I think they shared a brain or part of a brain where it would be disastrous.
They got two heads. They'd have two brains.
Yeah, well, no, that's not just how it works.
That's a different one.
Or they could have one brain that goes between both heads.
We're talking about a different one now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
These are, they're much older.
Yeah.
They're like, at this point, they got to be in their 60s. They're out of Cincinnati, I believe. But go back to Abigail and Britney.
Oh, fuck, man.
Abigail with red Hensel and Britney
playing basketball?
Dare say a thing about it.
The only known surviving dicephalous conjoined twins, they've spent their lives in a small, close-knit community, completely protected from prying eyes. The girls live on a farm in Minnesota with their younger brother and sister, Cody and Morgan, and their mum and dad, Patty and Mike. As they reach 16 and on the brink of womanhood, they've decided to show the world what it's really like to be joined for life.
Isn't that incredible? You can't wrap your head around it, but you're looking at it.
And you're not
your heads.
You're not supposed to feel sad for people like that. You're not.
They seem very happy and adjusted, so I don't know. I'm sure they would like their lives to be a bit different, but they certainly are making the best of it.
They are inseparable.
Yeah, they figured a long time ago there's no way they could do it.
No, there's a whole half a body you'll be missing.
Right. So there's pictures of them online in bikinis and everything. Wow,
yeah, those are my favorites.
They have an Instagram.
Oh, shit.
Oh, jeez.
That is so weird. The Instagram is Abby and Britney, and there's a picture of them in a bikini. Yeah, they're older now. They're in their 20s.
Ooh,
They're posing with a friend on the beach.
What if one gets fired and they keep the other one on? Like, I mean, it's just fucking.
Wow. Oh, I haven't seen a picture of them in a while. And they're still skinnier than the other one.
Yeah.
I don't go with the whole freak thing. I go with, it's sad. It's just.
Oh, aren't you just a good person? Shut up.
I go with it's sad. It's just
good for you. That's your angle.
But look at them. They don't seem sad. Their Instagram, you know.
Exactly. And a Where's Waldo shirt. Fucking terrible dressers.
These pictures should get a lot more likes.
Yeah.
Look, they got two legs.
What else? Yeah,
they're probably fucking.
We'll post a link to their Instagram.
They're probably the happiest fucking.
What I've seen over the years, I've seen it over the years. They're happy. You can't fake it.
Yeah, I mean, how can they be happy? Because it is what it is, and they learn how to deal with it.
Well, yeah, but you still have two heads on one body. You're not exactly thrilled. It is when it's all you know.
It's got to be exhausting because you have to figure out everything together. You can't go, well, I'm tired. Well, I'm not.
So if you eat,
we went through all this years ago.
We've been on this in turn.
I forget all this.
They take turns eating.
We studied this over the years. I don't remember.
What do you mean as
all those questions were answered? They both can eat. Yes, they both have completely normal, heads. So I bet you they I'm sure one could eat for the whole body.
They could do a whole comedy and tragedy bit.
But there you have it. Abby and Britney on the old Instagram.
What do those two rings stand for? Do they have meaning?
No. I just thought it looked cool.
Okay, well, let us tell you it doesn't. No, it is cool.
Shut up, it's not cool.
It is cool.
It's like two shower curtain rings he's wearing.
It looks cool. I like it.
I thought it was like some Lord of the Ring thing or something.
No, it's just.
I thought it was like an old wedding ring or something, or I don't know, engagement rings. Or
two metal rings on a leather band.
Oh. That bracelet, is that one of those survival bracelets I just bought online? That you can. No, it isn't.
It is.
A survival bracelet for what?
Yeah, but that one doesn't have where you can start the fire. It doesn't have the metal.
No.
Well, when are you going to be lost somewhere where you need to start a fire?
What are you taking a small flight over bear country? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Why would you add that to the car? Who cares that your bracelet can't start a fire?
You don't have a survival bracelet? It's only like $4.
Where am I going to be where I need to start a fire?
Do you put it with your mood ring? You fucking
No. Huh?
Where are we going? What do you mean you never know?
People's cars break down in the middle of the fucking...
In the middle of where?
In the middle
carry
of the
matches. Or a lighter.
I would bet.
Carry a lighter, not a fucking bracelet that you can rub two. I'd love to see you try to rub two little sticks together.
No, it's not stick. It's like a metal thing.
Know
you click it and spark.
But when are you going to ever use that?
Never. He'll never use it.
Even if you break down and no one's around, eventually someone's going to come around.
I don't know.
It might be a hassle for a few hours.
Oh, yeah? Well, then I guess you don't watch I Shouldn't Be Alive.
No, we say that about you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I just
okay. I know they exist.
The one on the bottom, I got that one.
But you live in Jersey.
There you go.
And you travel the country doing comedy, but you're never in the middle of nowhere where you might have to actually use this.
You don't know the gigs I did.
I don't think anyone has actually ever had to use that. Maybe one person. One person. He goes, yeah, but yours can't start a fire. Who cares?
Does yours has a fishing hook in it?
No, it's just a. I like running a rope.
Wait, they come with fishing hooks inside?
Some of them, yeah.
Just in case you got to do some fishing.
Yeah, to get you to survive.
Never know.
Yes, you can fray it to start the fire.
I would love for you to have one of these bracelets and get lost in the middle of nowhere. I want to film the whole thing. You'll never start a fire with your bracelet.
No.
And you're never going to catch a fish with the hook and the fishing line that it comes with.
Oh, my God.
We should do a survival series with Rich Voss.
Yeah. Put you out in the middle of the
Yeah, can we throw you in the middle of the woods with this for a couple days?
Me and Gloria Gaynor.
Oh my God, we will survive? Wow. Oh my God, you did not do that. Oh my God,
that was fucking terrible.
You were so happy too. Oh my God.
That's arguably the worst joke I've ever heard.
Or I will survive, right? I will survive, yeah. Are you kidding
he thought
me?
it was clever.
Oh my God.
So quick.
It was quick, but that doesn't mean it's good.
I'll do a survival thing.
I'm not finished hating you.
You let me pack up yeah, that would be. I'd film. I'd do something.
You think you can actually catch a fish with just a hook? You got to find bait. Even when you got all the proper stuff for fishing, you don't catch stuff.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get that done? What are you going to use for bait? Because they can't give you bait in your bracelet. So now you're in the middle of nowhere. You have this bracelet. You've figured out how to start a fire, and now you got this fishing hook. Now, how do you catch a fish?
You got to get a worm.
That might not be as easy as you think, though.
Well, then you just hope
sometimes
there's a
the
dumb fish
that you're looking at that they might not want the worm.
Then you put a piece of berry. You put a berry.
A berry?
A piece of berry?
Or a little
If you
berry.
have a berry, eat the berry instead of fishing.
No, because some
Hopefully
of those
it's
berries are poisonous. You don't know what's
Not my problem, dude.
We can only
What?
wish.
My omelet.
Oh, yeah.
You're finally eating the omelet now that we're off the freak stuff?
Disgusted.
Look at
Does that stuff freak you out
Yes.
or disgust you?
Like medical stuff.
I find it fascinating.
When we were kids, our dad used to have to go through medical slides and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we saw that crap all the time, and I can picture it. I have no idea what it is, but it scares the crap out of me.
What type of doctor was he?
Infertility specialist. But he'd be sitting there on a Sunday going through slides on the slide projector, and we'd go in thinking it was, vacation photos or something fun. And it
From
was,
the Grand Canyon or something.
yeah, and it was pictures from inside the body. And we were really little, and
That's
shit
just ghoulish.
It scarred us.
He used to take us. He used to have to go do rounds at the hospital over the weekend, and we were really little. And he would say, "Okay, come with me. Do not look in any of the rooms." And so we'd be like, "Oh, okay." And we walk down the hallway and just hear "Oh" coming from the rooms, and we're like, "Ah, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah. Norton performing. For the day.
What was coming from the rooms?
I have no idea. People that had major problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're figuring out a lot of stuff and helping people with it.
Yeah.
Really? Technology's growing? Is that what you're saying? Fucking asshole.
Oh, yeah. Trying to get your candle brighter all of a sudden, huh?
Oh, look at that one with the hooks and everything.
Do you want that?
Yeah, I'm going to get a new one.
But you're not going to catch a fish.
Oh, well, it's better to have just in case.
It's
when you
not
break
better
down.
to have because you're not going to ever be in a situation where you're going to need
getting
that
my
stuff.
backpack. I'm going to put a whole survival kit in the backpack.
Oh, Rich.
Don't you ever think about that stuff ever?
I have a little something back in my truck.
Yeah.
My car. I got this Tonight Show survival kit I got when they gave you this thing. And you always get a gift when you did it. And this one had waters in it and a few little weird things that you might need. So I kept that.
Some first aid.
Yeah, stuff
maybe,
like that.
Yeah, you never know if your car breaks down.
All right, but where are you going to be when this car breaks down?
Yeah.
Where are you going where a car is going to break down in this type of a situation?
Hey, listen, I saw online.
I'm serious.
Listen, I saw online there was a family traveling in their van.
Right.
and the car broke down in a snowstorm.
Oh, God, I hope everyone's okay.
What
But
the
they
guy
probably
did,
live in an we don't live in an isolated area to begin with.
I don't know where it was, somewhere in this country.
You would assume very isolated area
and
where they would take this type of
they
thing
would have
seriously.
froze, but the guy took his spare tire, set it on fire, but put some heavy rocks on it, so they heated up, burnt the tire until the rocks heated, and put the rocks in the van, and kept them warm all night. The family until the next day.
He heated rocks and put them in the van. Oh, all
yeah,
right.
he heated.
How did he carry them? Oh,
I don't know. That's what I don't know how they got him in.
How long does a rock stay hot for? I guess a while.
Well, if you're burning, a couple big ones on a tire, that's going to burn forever.
Do tires burn for a while?
Yeah, rubber.
Oh, God,
burns.
yeah.
How long would a tire burn for?
It depends what size the tire is.
Do you know how long though?
I'm asking.
How many hours would you guess?
I would go something. I would say an hour to 6 hours.
Okay.
You're a terrible guesser.
I'm just hoping.
I heard
a big window.
I heard over the years that that's what the Indians did to keep warm at night. They would start their fires and get the rocks all heated. Then they would put them in the ground.
Yep.
And they would figure out how much soil in between or sand wherever the heck they were living, and then they would have a nice warm bed at night.
Yeah,
they stay hot for that long? I would have thought a rock cooled off in 5 minutes.
Oh no, man! When you build like beach fires and stuff, and you go out there the next morning, the sand is still very hot.
Yeah, and sand is nothing but crushed rock.
Comfortably hot. Yes.
Oh.
It keeps the ground nice and warm. I heard that's how they.
That's what I would do on my survival.
And they also supposedly, I think this is an urban legend. I don't know, but they would purposely not go to the bathroom before they went to sleep, so they would wake up nice and early in the morning, just in case there might be some warriors in the area. That one I want to look up. That one seems a little weird.
And it
was sort of their own natural alarm clock.
Get up to piss.
They would have to get up to piss.
Oh. Warrior.
But like I said, I don't know. That one might be a little far-fetched. All right, Rich, where are you going to be? We're going to take a break here.
This weekend.
How was the show last night?
It was good.
Who'd you have on?
This guy, Aaron Berg, he's a comic, and he broke the record. He did 25 shows in one night, one day, 25 different spots.
Right.
And he broke the record of how many spots someone has done in one night. And we discussed that. And we also had this guy call in who's doing I don't know how to call it, I guess a handicap show. Him and three other, one girl in a wheelchair, spina bifida, and three other. So we had him calling. That was really uncomfortable.
All right, we're going to take a break.
I'll be
Voss is going to be, sorry I asked, Friday and Saturday, New Hope Cinema in Minneapolis.
And next weekend, the Red Clay Comedy Festival in Atlanta. Well, that's all we had.
It's okay. You could have just said, I guess it was a very good show. We had
but
fun.
Here's the problem, and let me put this out there now.
Yeah.
We're on 7 to 9 on Tuesday, and we can't get any guests.
You've had a lot of guests over the years.
We get comics. We don't get.
And you guys are so good. You don't really need guests.
Yes, we do. We need an author.
No, you really don't. I mean, if you
or...
get a guest, fine, but don't rely on thinking you need guests.
Well, why can't you get an author at 7 o'clock at night?
Because we don't have anybody calling. We're not bookers. We don't know how to get a hold of them.
Sometimes when I listen to you guys, I kind of get bummed out when you have a guest because you guys just going back and forth is really good too.
Yeah, but that gets played after a while. When we have a guest too, we still fucking hate each other. But we have it with a guest there,
Sure. All right. When do we replay My Wife Hates Me?
No.
We should give you a replay.
Oh,
too.
You replayed last night.
Oh.
Huh?
You replayed last night, and I think.
Replayed last night. It was live last night.
He plays a couple times.
Oh, okay. That's good. Jimmy's going to be at the Improv in Irvine, California, starting tomorrow night.
Yes. And Don Wicklin, can you please get my CD on the fucking the other channels that we discussed, please?
Ooh,
please. I'm saying please, Mr. Wicklin.
Oh, what's that about?
Yeah.
What's that about? He promised you something and it didn't happen?
Well, he said, I mean, look, his hands are probably tied. He's got to answer to people. Everybody has to answer to somebody.
Right.
So I'm not blaming him.
Just blame him.
I'm asking him to help, not blame.
You just want your comedy on the comedy channels?
On different ones.
Which one is not accepting your comedy?
Well, I don't know if he put it on there yet, but the Legends, that one. It's on Raw Dog. And then,
Raw Dog is strong. Strong channel.
I want it on the Comedy Greats. on that one.
That's not a big station. The Raw Dog's bigger. You just want to say you're on the comedy grades.
Yeah.
You just want
you're 100%
You just want
right.
to be accepted in that world.
You're 100% right because I'm fucking great, and that's where I deserve to be.
It's bragging rights.
It's not. It's fucking.
Your nipples are poking through your shirt. Shut up.
I've eearned.
I've earned. I really don't like your fucking Farrah Fawcett shirt.
I don't like everything about you. You just don't like a shirt.
All right.
We're back. With Opie and Jim.
Oh, yeah. And Rich Voss, who's going to be leaving us in a little while to what? You got a little audition or something today?
No, I got to shoot something today.
Oh, what a bummer. Is it something cool?
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool, but it's a lot of lines. He just gave it to me this morning. Just got it last night, and I'm an ad-libber when it comes to acting. I like to ad-lib. I like to go off script.
Why would
you like to go off
Because
script?
he doesn't like to learn the dialogue. He's afraid. Yeah, I understand.
I'm not afraid.
Shut up. You are afraid. But it's okay. We all get nervous. But I shot for Colin yesterday. It was fun.
Oh, that's what you're shooting for. The cop show.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the second season.
I saw a clip real quick of you playing Pee Wee Herman on something.
Oh, yeah. That's the... that was those guys.
Master P, right?
Yeah. What's the show? Friends of the People or something?
True TV?
True TV, yeah. It's a comedy show. And they said, just play it as yourself. They're like, we want you to dress like Pee Wee Herman, but like, don't do any Pee Wee stuff. Just talk like you. And that was the fucking, they just had me come in and just insult
So
them.
you didn't beg to do it in a pee booth?
What?
Nothing. God, fuck. Some days you just don't have it.
I know, but this is a decade.
Now I want to see Jim Norton dressed as Pee-wee. But we got to get the Impractical Jokers in here. We certainly could go back to that. Make sure we play that a little later on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, man. Good to see you guys again.
Good to see you. Oh, God, no one put whoopee cushions on there.
How are you?
Great.
Do they have to share a mic? Oh, no. Everyone's got a mic. Cool.
Hey, man. How are you?
What's happening, buddy? Good.
I'm a little behind on Impractical Jokers.
That's totally
and I'm a fan, and I like watching the show, but I'll be honest, I haven't seen this season yet.
Oh, okay.
So catch me up a little bit. What have you guys been doing?
We just had our 100th episode.
Wow.
It was live. We walked the tightrope, like 6 stories in the air for charity. It was just like in celebration of the show. Kind of what we do. We didn't want to do it, so we did that.
You actually walked the tightrope?
Yeah.
No,
we tried. I fell a tightrope.
Who got the furthest?
Q made it all the way across.
How high was it?
6 stories. Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
What'd you have down below? A net or one of those big bags?
Those bag things.
Bags. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. We had a harness on because we can't insurance, but it was still scary.
How far could you fall with a harness in the rope?
You could fall all the way down to the bottom, and the airbag would break your fall.
Yeah.
And they would slow your fall down too.
Yeah, there's like a little guy with
fucking way.
He's holding the
but
other
it was
side
one
of
dude,
that.
he was like checking his phone in the other hand, so he didn't really care.
Wait, I'm fascinated by this. So how many feet did you guys all get?
I got halfway. It was 24 feet long.
Did you have the
60
big
feet high.
heavy pole?
No. They actually said it's tough to do with the pole.
I heard it's very easy with the pole. Well, that's stupid to say, but it really, weighs you down and
the guy
keeps you
who
balanced.
trained us was this clown. His name's Bello from the Ringling
He's a
Brothers.
real clown.
This guy's a clown. No, he's like a famous clown. And the first thing we asked for was the pole, and he said, "No, you don't have enough experience to use it."
Oh, wow. So you were just like,
I didn't have enough experience on the pole.
It takes a while to master the pole. That's what I've heard.
What's the purpose of the pole? It just seems like it'd be a fucking cumbersome
You know what it
thing.
is?
It balances
actually,
you.
Yeah, when you put your arms out, it's easier. If you put weights on the end of your arms, it's even easier to walk a tightrope. It forces the center of your gravity to the center. To the center. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't think I was
Get you
strong
weighted
enough.
down.
I don't think I was strong enough to hold it. I think I just didn't want to hurt my feelings.
They get heavy too, right? We interviewed Nick Walenda. I forget how heavy the pole's, like 40
Very
pounds,
heavy,
right?
Yeah. But he bores me, and I told him, he's been on the show a bunch. I'm like, you got to fall.
Yeah.
Not to your death, but you got to fall and grab the wire.
Sprain an ankle. I mean, something.
And then people will really want to see the next one you do.
Oh, fuck that. Look at how high it is.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't
Jesus.
believe you guys did this.
Unbelievable.
But you're over something, right? If you fell, what happened?
We did fall, and we just were on a rope that
harnesses
helped us.
The
Yeah.
guy was holding the other end of it on the ground.
rope go down to like 2 stories when you got on it? I mean,
the rope wouldn't fly. I tried to grab the rope because it's just an instinct, and I fell and I tried to grab it, and it just ripped my hands open. Yeah, I was bleeding everywhere. Yeah.
That being said,
here it is. Wow, and
it froze perfectly.
And you had Howie Mandel announce it?
Yeah, he was live hosting the Furries.
Yeah, he hosted it. And
how high was it?
6 stories.
feet.
That's high.
Yeah.
Sounded pretty good.
All right, you're
going
doing
too
pretty
fast.
good. Oh my God!
Yeah, right there, ripped my hand open.
9.2
And then I was dressed as a superhero, Captain Fatbelly.
And Joe.
You don't even make it a foot across.
5 feet for you.
Yeah, my belly.
Q.
And his Q.
Nails it.
Yeah, and he went last. This was the order we went in, so it couldn't have been more perfect. He almost fell and he got it.
He made it.
Yeah.
oh, that's fucking
It was cool because they let us Q won $50,000 for a charity, and we all won $10,000.
And he gave 10,000 of it to that charity. So that's great.
Good for this show. Are you surprised by the success now that it's been a few years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after the first season, we're like, wow, we did it, and now we're going into season 5. Hopefully, we're going into season 5. Season 4 is ending now. We're just waiting to see if we get it. But
a lot of people in my life, they love this show. They absolutely love it, man. Yeah, good for you guys.
I don't get it.
The Impractical.
Not neither do we.
What else have you guys done this season?
What have we done?
Well, we went to New Orleans. We actually traveled. We do travel episodes, and we went and did a New Orleans, a whole episode in New Orleans, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To put in the format of the show, we do stuff, and if we say no, that person gets punished at the end.
Sure.
So I lost in New Orleans. They drove me out like an hour in the bayou in a fan boat, and they put me in camouflage and just put me in the swamps.
Oh,
there was
that.
gators, snakes, turtles, everything.
Yeah, but we actually
should
wrapped.
mention turtles after gators and snakes.
Snakes, turtles, fish.
Yeah,
Water.
leaves floating dangerously close.
Jim, it was windy. Okay.
You have a survival bracelet.
What is that?
Oh, exactly.
Wait, I got a follow up to that. So, have the lawyers allowed this?
Well,
how do they know
insurance took a while to get around, but
how do they know that you guys were going to be safe when they dropped
Because
it?
the lawyers are in a cubicle somewhere on Madison Avenue. They don't give a
They actually
shit.
don't know we're going to be safe. Like the people that we use the fan boat from are just a family out there that live out there. And I said to them, like, how do I know I'm not going to get eaten by a gator? And he's just like, they don't come around here.
like he knows where they are.
Yeah, I was like, that's
The best part about it was we rigged up a gator head. It had a little motorized boat underneath it, and so it looked like the top of a gator just floating on the water, and via remote control. And while Sal was in the water, we steered it toward him, and he freaked the fuck out. He went running.
Yeah. I did what you think someone would do.
Of course.
Gator's coming out.
I'd be out of my mind.
And it was. I also have a weak stomach, so I started throwing up everywhere. But then I couldn't get out, so I was just swimming them out.
How long did you have to be in?
We should mention that we did this actually. We made it an event because they do these tours, and we crashed this tour. So there was a tour boat of people that came as part of an audience to watch Sal be the bog monster. We actually put him in costume, and he had to act in front of these people. So they just watched him scream and throw up all over the place.
You really threw up?
Yeah, I did. Only because when the alligator I thought was attacking me, I really tried to get out, and the water, I swallowed water.
Oh, okay.
And so I was just happy to throw up at that point. I didn't want that water in me.
Yeah,
I actually wore a condom too.
For real?
Yeah, I put on a condom.
What's that feel like?
What's that?
They're really bad.
There is no feel. No. I was afraid. I keep hearing those parasites swim up your pee hole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
brain.
So you're protected from that, but not an alligator biting you.
Yeah, but the pee hole entry is covered, but you swallowed water, you idiot.
Exactly.
What about your butt?
Yeah, I didn't think I put a condom on my butt next time. I don't know.
I always have
butt
a plug
plug or
in my
something.
ass when I go in the swamp.
Have you guys ever done the noodling? Speaking of being in that type of water?
Noodling, what is that?
Oh, it's made for you guys. Where they catch the fish with their arms.
They put their arm in.
They
catch
call
the
it
catfish.
noodling?
Yeah.
Where the fish just bites onto their arm?
Yeah, they reach down and dig into these little spots that they're kind of hiding in or living in. You've never seen the noodling videos online?
They did a whole show on Discovery about that, right? Those guys stick their hand in, catfish latches onto it,
Catfish
it
noodle
rips their arm open, and that's how they fish. They pull it out like that.
And they get injured?
Of course, they're bleeding
Have
afterward.
they heard of fishing poles?
But can you imagine sticking your arm in one of these areas knowing that a fish is just going to bite down on your whole arm?
Doesn't
I don't know
seem smart.
how the fuck do you wrap your head around doing that.
Seems like there's a better way to do that.
Yeah, here's a guy. It might work.
He's a noodler.
Why is it called noodling, though?
One-on-one, I'll go against anybody, hunting or fishing.
I guess I'm missing that.
These guys are not scared in the least.
I mean, look, it's latched onto his
Look at
arm.
the size of it. And the catfish obviously are huge.
And if you believe in reincarnation,
And then I guess they're selling that for meat? Like, is
Nat
it-
Geo it was.
I mean, it's a sport, really, and it just shows how tough you are. I can't imagine doing
Well,
that.
I feel like if that's the way to hunt, right? Because you're giving the prey a chance to get back at you, right? You got to sustain the bite. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh my God.
I don't know how big are their teeth. I don't see the guy bleeding.
But you would still be freaked out because you don't even know what else is under there. You know, there might be something else that will bite your arm right off.
You could catch 3 fish at a time if you open your zipper.
I had to play a zoologist last week, and they put a hawk on. They put the glove on, made me hold a hawk. Prior to that, we always joke around that if I had to fight a hawk to the death, I would win. It was to the death because it would be, and I think I could break a wing. I ground the thing, and I go from there. No way, man. The hawk was terrifying.
Yeah,
it's huge talons, and the wingspan just opens up, and he's right on your arm, and he's just staring at you. You just feel like he's going to lunge at you any second.
If you put you and a hawk in a Thunderdome, you're going down.
Could you pet the hawk?
I didn't even look at the
You
hawk.
can't. I
Didn't even look at it.
Why?
He said it'll go at you.
Yeah,
they're not used to being
senses.
Yeah, but they're not used to being pet.
How did you get the hawk to land on you?
No, they actually, we used a guy. It was on a bucket list item for me. I always wanted a hawk's my favorite animal. I always wanted to hold one, so I put on the thing. It was
They're giant.
Yeah, with the wingspan. The wingspan was 6.
How heavy and how tall? Like, what are they, 2 feet tall?
It's
or?
about 2 feet tall, but the wingspan it was almost like 4.5 feet.
Okay.
with its wings, and then it was probably about 25 pounds, I guess.
I would punch a hawk right in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, you could.
That's what I said. I just was like, all right, I'll punch it, but that's not how it's going to happen. Right? It's not because
it's got razor sharp talons.
Yeah.
The wings, you don't know what you're punching. You hit a wing, and the talons get you from the side.
I just lay on it. I can crush it.
You ground it, and you're good.
That's what I always thought. So when I had it on my arm, I was terrified.
You were terrified.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I wouldn't even. I was on a golf course a couple weeks ago, and a turtle walked, and I wanted to take it back to the water, and I was too freaked out to even pick up the fucking turtle. Why would it? The head can't come around and do it.
Yeah, but it's like warts and shit. Don't you get like
warts? It's a frog.
Whatever. They're all the same.
It's any animal. Who the fuck wants to pick? Unless it's a dog. Or a cat. I don't want to pick up a fucking
I had a pet parrot, and Sal was terrified of it. He wouldn't come over my house. I had a parrot.
No, this bullshit parrot. He comes home one day. He's like, I bought an African gray parrot. He spent thousands of dollars on
Those
it.
are the ones that talk.
Yeah.
And they live like 80 years, and Joe's going to die at like 50.
Yeah, I got at least 10 left.
No, they have like a 1,500 word vocabulary. The guy had 3 years. It didn't say a fucking word. Excuse my language. It didn't say a word.
No, it's like.
That's all it did.
That's all you can get it to do.
So it lives 80 years. This is the truth. Unless it catches a draft from an open window, it dies immediately.
No fucking.
Yeah. That's what
changes the temperature. Yeah.
Evolution hasn't done well for that bird. It lives outside.
How do they fucking fly? That doesn't wind change at a certain.
No, you could take it outside, but subtle temperature changes, Jim, will do in the African gray.
Because in Africa it's all the same temperature.
Yes, it's always hot in Africa.
So you got to balance the temperature in your house and the outside before you open the door, probably.
Yeah, I spent $2,400, but that included the cage.
Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, $2,400.
And then a friend comes over. It's fucking hot in here.
There goes your $2,400.
80 years unless it catches the draft.
Yeah, that's funny. I ended up giving it away because I moved.
For free, you gave it away.
I did.
That's a bad depreciation.
What was the one thing you guys did that just terrified the hell out of you more than the hawk? Where you're like, fuck, why am I doing this TV show? I mean, I love the fame and the money, but fuck this.
What was that about fame and money?
They're still not paying you guys over there?
I mean,
we're getting hundreds of dollars at a time.
But you're PAs. You're doing PAs.
It's a successful show, man.
No, I mean, now it's pretty good.
But what's one of those where you're like, you know what, this just isn't worth it?
Where it really got to you.
The most embarrassing for me was my childhood crush was Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years.
Yeah,
Danica McKellar. You know, she's slamming hot. We all went through puberty together at the same time.
And
She was
very
on Wonder
smart.
Years.
We all learned
Super
that.
smart.
Yeah.
Right.
Math genius.
So they told me I was going to compete. I was getting punished. I was going to compete at a bodybuilding competition, and I'm built like a string bean. So in the room, there's all sorts of bodybuilders. They're working out, and I hear the sounds of an actual competition in the next room. So I think it's totally legit. They take all my clothes off and put me in a little Speedo. They grease me up like I'm a bodybuilder, and I
Put
walk
fake tan on you too. We did
fake
self
tanning.
tanner and everything.
I walk into the next room thinking there's 100 people in there and judges, and I've got to flex. And I walk in, and it's only Winnie Cooper, Danica McKellar, sitting on a stool in a gown, and I've got to interview her like 2020 style. And this is my childhood crush.
That's great. And you're wearing just a ball bag, basically.
This is what,
Yeah,
But
we're
we
looking at
told
the
them,
video right now.
Yeah, we told him the stage was right on the other side of that door, and we said, "Murr, you got to burst in that stage and go."
Oh, the look is perfect.
Yeah,
he tries to escape the room, and all he did was like a little kid who just hides in the corner.
Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years.
He just goes in. Look, he tries to hide. You're just listening.
Couldn't get out.
But why would you guys do that? It was going to embarrass him.
To embarrass me.
Yeah, which is great. And she was great. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She married?
She's married. Yeah.
He's fucking packing.
I'm packing. It was very flattering, the American flag.
That's the built-in cup.
She's very pretty.
It's a built-in cup.
What a lovely girl.
She is. She was really, really cool.
But yeah, and she's like really, like she's smart. She's like uber smart.
But you had to know there was a twist in that.
I didn't, because they piped in all fake sounds. They had people selling, like vendors selling
we laid
creatine,
it
all
on.
this stuff. It really seemed legit.
And that alone would be a pretty
Yeah, we
crazy
do
thing
twist
to do
sometimes,
anyway.
but that was horrifying. The original idea was going to be embarrassing
Just as
anyway,
bad,
so
right.
maybe you don't expect it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else are you doing this season?
We got This is gonna make me sound like a real pussy, but
yeah, you can tell about the haunted house.
I don't like I don't do those like haunted houses and stuff. Like I never do them. I don't like when people jump out at me and stuff.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think it's a real like demon or anything, but I don't want to punch an actor or anything either.
Right.
And so they rented this mansion like hours away upstate, and they shipped me up there. They emptied it out and they rigged the entire thing. They locked me in the mansion for like a couple hours, and
we just said you had to go room to room and blow out the candle, and each room was a single candle, but each room had something really messed up going on in it.
Yeah, it's just I can't even I couldn't even play it cool, really. The first room I walked in, there was a small young girl. She was about 5 years old, playing a piano in the dark in a nightgown. I know she's not
and they're like, why has he been in that room for 4 hours?
We couldn't get him to go to the next room.
So, the friggin' candle was right next to her, and I had to go up and blow it. And I knew that she was gonna. And as soon as I got next to her, she screamed. Meanwhile, I would go to hold the candle. It's in like this canister, like those old school, like whatever. And they don't check it. It's burning hot because the candle was burning in it for a while. I grabbed it, and my hand was like,
it's like Indiana Jones.
I dropped the candle. The candle goes everywhere, and she screams. I almost I was gonna. I told her, I was like, look, I know you're an actress. I was like, but I'm telling you right now, you do anything sudden, I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna punch you. It's a reaction.
You just can't handle it.
My favorite was the clown room, though. We did a room. We just they had this weird. The house was weird as it was, and it had this little room that was kind of like with the way the roof came in was like this little cove, and we just packed it with life-size dolls of clowns, just laying on the floor. But he didn't know that one clown was really an actor who was dressed up. So after he blows out the candle, out of all these clowns, one pops up, and he just literally goes in the corner and goes. And yells at this clown.
He married my sister.
Huh? Yeah,
he married my
Sal's sister for a joke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was.
We grew up with Sal's sister. She's really hot. No, she grew up to be a lovely woman, I would say.
How old is she?
She's 29.
Oh, good. I heard you. She's really
She's
hot.
not full. I heard the girl in the room.
She's really hot.
Yeah, but you would know your sister wouldn't marry a little half-Asian motherfucker.
I was pretty pissed. They had video of them going to City Hall and doing it, and they had the paperwork and everything.
Come on, but you guys are in the business where you know you're just being fucked with.
I thought they were going to do it and get it annulled. That was enough to piss me off.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. I didn't think they were going to live happily ever after.
I got you.
You don't date his sister, do you?
No, not that he knows, no.
Oh, come on.
On the show, she's like on the show. It's a thing now. They've all like had her in a video or something like that.
I haven't, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
not yet.
We try to get his sisters, but they just won't do it.
They don't like him.
But it's like everything's fair game basically now.
Right.
The network's not going to fly in his family from Hong Kong. Why the fuck?
The translators alone would cost us thousands. No one speaks Mandarin.
And you guys obviously all grew up together, which makes this show really work. You really know each other.
Well, that makes it
very
easy.
well.
That makes it easier because we've been each other friends for like 26 years.
We have all of our other friends are on the show too, like the other cameramen.
Yeah,
writers,
I remember you
the
telling
editors.
us. Yeah, you got everybody involved.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
a lot
cool.
of people worked for free for years for us, so now we
How long has it been on?
them? 5 years.
5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, syndication, right?
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
we're
they
hoping.
say like after 100 you could try, so we're trying.
And how many are you at?
We're like at 105 right now.
Yeah, tomorrow's episode is our 104th.
There you go. Yeah.
What's on tomorrow's episode?
Tomorrow's a good one.
I don't know.
Tomorrow has the best
One of
opening
our-
challenge I think
yeah,
we've ever
one of
done.
our favorites.
We partnered with there's a little kid with us, and we have to go up to people and say, "Excuse me, could you watch my child for? This is my son, my daughter. Could you watch him for a second? I have to go blank." And the guys tell us in our ear what we have to go do, and try to convince a stranger to watch our kid. So for me, I walk up to this this group of people and I say, "Excuse me, can you watch my child Todd here? I have to go." And they told me to say, I gotta go make it rain on them hoes. And they're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, the hoes are across the street. I just gotta go make it rain on them real quick. I'll be right back."
So these people watch them, and the little kid is left to his own devices, and he's standing there, this little cute kid, Luke, and a little child actor, and he's standing there, and he's there with these three people, and they're like, "Hey, buddy, don't worry, he'll be right back." He's like, "Yeah, he's just making it rain on them hoses."
Jesus.
We try to like evolve the show, so now we're bringing in like, it's like we've done so much trying to figure out ways to, so now we got like, we're dealing with young kids, old people now. We're bringing in the big guns
I was
now.
going to say, you're probably running out of ideas. It's just natural after
We have
5 years.
Yeah, it is. But then all of a sudden you'll have a breakthrough. We sit in a room and lock ourselves in there with all the writers and everything, and then we'll just have this whole new path to go down.
How big is your writing staff?
It's
5, 6.
There's us 4 and another 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you suggested anything that was just too much? Like,
Yeah.
hey, why don't we just like loosen that one step and take a senior citizens home? She'll just fucking fall through the basement.
Sal's like in the middle of a legal battle right now because we made him go on private property.
That's true. No, on government
On
property.
government property, yeah. We got a letter.
No,
Homeland Security.
I'll tell you about what we do with seniors. They made me think I was doing a Scared Straight. Scared Straight when
Sure.
they bring the kids to prison and just ream them. So they dressed me up in a prison outfit. They said they're going to make me do Scared Straight. I thought the twist was going to be maybe I'm going to be screaming at real prisoners. And they put these glasses on me. We have them on the show. They black out your vision. So I went into this room and they told me that the caveat was going to be there's going to be things on a desk I got to pick up and scream to the kids about, but I wouldn't know what they were, and that was going to be like the kind of going thing. And after I get in there, they made me take off the glasses. It was a senior citizens home.
So he's yelling.
And I had to get in their faces and just scream at them.
I don't know why the lawyers allow this.
But before he took the glasses off, he was saying stuff that you would say for Scared Straight, so he didn't know it was all old people.
Right.
He's like, "You don't want to die in here?"
I'm like, some of you are going to be here another 50 years.
Your ass is mine.
Wow, that's a good bit.
And then at the end, I took the glasses off, and then they tell me what I had to say for that one. And they made me say, "You come to prison." And one thing's for sure, you're gonna get a good old fashioned fucking. I will fuck you. And then they made me exit on that line. And to exit, there was an elevator in the room. And I walked to the elevator and I hit the button. And it wasn't coming. Like,
of course not.
And there's 70 senior citizens just staring at me.
No. They probably didn't tell them what it was. We have some entertainment for you.
And there'll be Jello.
Young man's gonna come in.
Actually, right before me, because you want them to be okay with it and sign at the end, because they don't know. So right before me, they had a Frank Sinatra impersonator.
Perfect.
And then I came in and told them I was going to fuck him.
Wow. I did a roast with him, and he was vicious.
Oh, thanks, man.
He was vicious.
Well, I'm not vicious, so I think I
know,
had to
and
go
you could tell he's such a nice guy when he was saying it. You're like, and it was.
They don't play.
It was Big J, yeah.
It was Big J, but he was attacking the wife, the kids, and I'm like, everybody. It was so uncomfortable, but him and Jay are cracking up, and I mean. It was so fucking good. It was so good.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it was
man.
good.
I had no other way to go but vicious, because everyone's a heavy hitter on that dais, and I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, I don't think you need to get vicious to have fun. I think you can just keep it light.
Good old fashioned.
It was fucking
Keep it light and
Jay,
entertaining.
why do they call you that? Why not large Jay?
Knock, knock. Who's there?
You don't need to be vicious. I've seen your acts. Oh, brother.
Pardon my French.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are doing your first cruise?
We are. We're doing a cruise from Miami to Cozumel.
We were trying to do that back in the day, and this place shut us down.
Why? You guys would have
With all the fans and
We
stuff.
wanted to go around the Somalia.
Keep a good hope.
I still don't see the problem.
They shut us down.
Really?
But what are you going to do on the cruise? Obviously, the fans will join you.
Yeah, it's going to be, because we tour live, so it's part of that. We're going to do our live shows on the cruise, but we're also bringing a whole bunch of comedians and bands, so it's basically just a big party.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Sounds
Yeah,
like fun.
we got Gilbert on it and Lisa
Godfrey?
Lampanelli.
Yeah,
Gilbert
Lisa
Godfrey, Lisa
Lampanelli.
Lampanelli, Michael Ian Black, Big J's coming. A lot of New York guys.
Dom
Norman.
Herrera will be there.
Oh, Dom's coming. He's a friend. Steve Byrne, Owen Benjamin.
Jeez.
And a lot of New York buddies like Jay and Mark Norman. I'm trying to get a bunch of those guys on too. Yeah.
Oh, good for you guys.
Norwegian.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's the Norwegian Pearl.
Very nice.
How many days?
They do these like classic rock and metal cruises.
No, I know. Yeah,
yeah.
These things have taken off over the years.
Yeah, it's 5 days, right?
Yeah. So it's in January. We're like, it's going to be like ridiculous. Like it's going to be just mutiny out there.
We wanted to nickname the cruise a complete ship show.
We went with the Titanic, too.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us brand it that.
Why, really?
Yeah, they were just like, because that might limit people, because it's going to just sound like it's going to be like
a drunken shit show.
like a
complete
shit show.
Yeah.
So they're like, it might put people at.
It'll be family friendly.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to
Family friendly with comics?
Well, there'll be certain shows that are like 18 and older, but most of the events will be open to anyone.
Yeah. And we'll do like a belly flop contest or some bullshit.
Into the ocean. Throw somebody off the deck into the ocean and see if we can rescue them before they drown.
or the sharks get them.
Well, we did a cruise episode for the show where we pranked a cruise. That's how this idea will spawn. But for the punishment for that episode, we were very close to almost getting them to put the loser in a life raft and getting towed by the cruise ship.
Like a dinghy?
Yeah, we couldn't get it through like a dinghy.
Why?
But
That's hilarious.
I know it's great, but there was problems like you could
it's
die.
really dangerous. Yeah.
But you actually looked like you were injured when you did the belly flop.
The belly flop,
contest.
I had welts all over my body for like the next 3 days.
You were kind of staggering at the
I
end of
did 16 belly flops in a row.
How high were you?
I tried to jump as high as I could, so a foot.
The ship was hosting a cannonball contest, and we're like, just cut in to everyone and just keep doing belly flops until we tell you to stop.
So they made me interrupt everybody. I pushed this little girl out of the way and jump in.
But we did it. We made you do them until you were physically exhausted and couldn't move really. So, I don't know.
16's my number.
Yeah.
Didn't you do a cruise last night?
What's that?
Didn't you do a cruise last night?
I don't know what you mean.
To the meatpacking district.
I got it.
Cruising?
Just wanted to watch her explain it. Fucking stupid
A lot of
hack.
people don't get it. Sometimes my humor is very sophisticated.
It's next level shit over there.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that you were waiting for a moment so you could say that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut anybody off.
You had it,
I
right?
almost
You had
took
it
my
in
hat
there.
off for it.
And you guys are doing a panel at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, tomorrow.
They must love you in those things.
We're excited. It's our first panel. We've done. We went out to San Diego a bunch. Been to New York one, but this is our first panel that we're going to have. So it's cool. It's being moderated by Chris Gethard, New York guy, and we're just excited to finally have a panel.
I'm going to go out dressed as Spider-Man and insist that they just refer to me as Spider-Man the whole time.
For you.
We'll mess around with it.
Yeah.
Where's it at? At the Javits Center?
Javits Center, yeah.
Is that big?
Yeah.
It's now the biggest convention in the world.
Isn't that San Diego?
It beats San Diego now.
Which, the New York one? The Javits does?
Yeah, and attendees.
And attendees.
It just took it over.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the difference in San Diego though is like it's the whole city becomes Comic Con.
Yeah.
In New York, it's just basically the Javits
just the
Center.
West-
There's more people there than in San Diego. I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's easier to get to. I mean, there's more people in New York.
Wait, are you making up a
No,
bullshit
actually,
statistic?
it's a thing. It's like
Who
the
told
last,
you that? Did he tell you that? 'Cause
The
it's
last 2
bullshit.
years.
I don't know. Sway's very happy with his omelet. Right? Make sure you guys get omelets on the way out of
Oh
here.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the Hard Rock Cafe is making omelets for everybody today.
Nice.
And Sway just grabbed one and he's all excited, giving me thumbs up out
Great.
there. Yeah, I would imagine San Diego is better.
It is.
It's better.
I meant bigger. Sorry.
It's a different experience just because the whole city becomes Comic Con.
It's like a giant party there, you know.
Right.
A lot of girls walking around in like
Leia outfits.
cosplay. Big down there.
Yeah,
a lot of guys
them are really
too.
hot, you know, and some of them are disastrous. Big fat girl in a little Wonder Woman costume. You're like, oh, why don't you stop it?
Oh, you're making me Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
good old cosplay. Cosplay, not Cosby play, which is a little different.
You've ever been with anyone with a cos thing? Like you ever have sex with a girl? She like a dragon.
Yeah, dress up.
Yeah,
I did.
What, you have?
Yeah, sure.
You haven't? You had to. You went to college.
What are you talking about? They dressed up in
like a superwoman outfit kind of thing.
Some kind of fantasy character.
Oh, I'm not saying like your girlfriend dressed up as Leia. I mean like one of these chicks off the deep end that dress up like a sorceress or something.
No, go even deeper. What was it called? The Furries?
Furries.
Oh, yeah. We tried to get into that world with Sam Roberts.
Yeah.
Those guys don't play, man. They were basically like this. We don't find this fucking funny.
They don't. What about the My Little Pony guys?
And I hear I got to see that documentary.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I hear I got to see it.
It's insane.
They live their lives as.
It's not ironic
in the world of My Little Pony.
Bronies, right?
Yeah, bronies.
It's called bronies.
I've heard of them. Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
They're a huge collective. They get together. There's big conventions. It's guys who love My Little Pony. I don't know where it came from, but and they celebrate. They dress up.
You think it's real?
I think it's real.
From everything I've seen, it's real.
And they're allowed to get married now, which is really nice. I think that's the tie-in.
Can we see the trailer?
Yeah, let me find it.
The extremely unexpected adult fans of My Little Pony. It's called Bronies. It's a whole documentary. Here's the official trailer.
Get ready to go.
Well, that's the official trailer of Peanuts.
Friends called me on Skype one day and said, "Hey, have you seen this show? My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. It's so good." I was like, "Isn't that like a show for little girls?"
I wanted to have a show about 6 characters, 6 girls, 6 ponies, who were friends with one another.
And next thing I know, I was kind of leaning forward into my monitor, and I was like, "This show is amazing."
The show itself is extremely well done. The art is fantastic. The writing is wonderful. And the voice acting is just impeccable.
So bizarre.
Look at all of us, like, zoned in.
Well, I'm waiting for the
grins vehemently.
So into the show.
It's not a show that you'd expect a lot of people my age and older to watch.
Oh, I expect you to watch it.
Yeah.
What is going on?
They want My Little Pony.
It's like a rave.
They got a raven. It's all dudes.
And they're all just dressed up as ponies.
Yeah, it's a weird vibe.
I don't understand. Bronies.
That's crazy.
You know what?
You're into it. Murray's into it.
Do you really see the appeal?
But I mean, are they in it for the community, or are they really into My Little Pony? Because like Santa Con, people are like, oh, this is fucking fun. We get to party all day dressed up as Santa Claus or something.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's more that than anything. I thought we were going to look at a lot older guys.
Yeah.
No, it's they're in their late teens, early 20s.
Guys, yeah.
Not a lot though.
It's like teen ones. It's like Tony's.
There's 2 of them right there.
Yeah.
But the furry community, man, they rent out hotels and they all get dressed up and they just have sex with each other and they dress up in costumes. They dressed up like stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And they got it's a thing.
Really creepy. And they have sex without taking the head off or anything. And they got access in the back, if you know what I mean. In the back of your costume.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I got it. Yep. It's gotta get hot though, right? I mean, I sweat as it is.
You guys should
Have you ever done it?
naked.
No. Would you do it?
Why would
if the girl was really
Yeah, but you're not even going to see the girl.
Yeah, but if it was a gorgeous girl and she was like,
you don't know it's a gorgeous
girl.
girl. You don't even know if it's a girl until you.
Don't they ring the bell that way though?
Through a hole in the wall.
But don't they? I think part of it is they ring the bell. Like you find them on Craigslist, they ring the bell, and a woman doesn't open the door. A panda bear answers the door.
I don't mean you look up a panda on Craigslist. I mean if you're dating a girl that's hot and she's like, I want to try this. Would you?
That's totally different. But that's not the way this works, bro.
But you would zip up and be like a grizzly bear and have sex.
Sure.
Yeah, but see, you would say to the girl, what are you going to be? If she says, I'm going to be a gorilla or I'm going to be a fucking swan, you're going to lean towards the swan.
Of course, you want to. Of course,
you don't want to fuck some gorilla.
Well, now we got a video called Meet the Furries from Anthrocon. Furries of Anthrocon. What's Anthrocon?
Justin?
anthropology or something, I guess.
It's Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh.
There's a con for everything these days.
Yeah, let's push play on this for a second.
What is a furry? Well, furries are fans of anthropomorphic characters. Those are animals
this is
with
the
human
PG
characteristics.
version.
And like any fan group, they have conventions. The biggest one in the world is here in Pittsburgh. It's called Anthrocon. There are 6,000 furries inside.
6,000.
6,000.
Look, all
It's a very well organized.
In many ways, this convention is like any other. Vendors come from far and wide.
And we have our array of ears.
There are celebrity sightings. And people.
The celebrity sighting was a guy from the bronies.
I am an Asian-styled water dragon.
So Anthrocon, like...
water buffalo. This is a nightmare. Oh, my God.
I think she's a dragon.
I wouldn't fuck her with Jim's dick.
Oh, God.
It's just...
It's something for everybody. But we've heard that these things get crazy, though.
But I think this is just like the PG version. I think Sal was right. I think this is just like the fans of it. But there's a whole
darker side or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then they go get an acclimate back into their regular lives in society.
Yeah.
Like, do they tell people at the office that they do this kind of shit, you think?
What'd you do all weekend? I was mouth fucked by a squirrel.
And then Sunday we went to brunch.
Yeah. We took calls. Those guys are like, look, we take this very seriously.
It's crazy, yeah.
Very seriously. This is our thing, man.
Have you ever seen fucking the weirdos at like a Star Trek convention?
I've been there.
That's the Comic-Con type of stuff. But it's not, it started out very niche, but it's not niche anymore.
No, it almost transcends it and becomes mainstream.
It's pretty much mainstream.
Well, the entertainment industry got behind it. Like everybody releases something or gives a sneak peek, and now it's just a big marketing.
For years, they didn't have any of that, and then it just exploded.
Yeah.
Right.
We should start a con.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
The six of us should. Let's start a con.
You have for 4 years on TV.
He didn't have the hat on for that one, guys.
Now you can have my avocado.
There it is.
Jay.
So, someone at the Big J Roast, I think Soder said to us, he's like, Sal, the guy who made $1 million off the people who brought you pantsing.
Nice. That's funny. What else would Impractical Jokers? I want to make sure the people watch. What else this season?
Thursdays at 10.
Yeah.
Right.
What else this season? So
Thursday at 10 on True TV.
Yep. You're the guy that knows. He's the you.
Oh yeah. Well.
Oh wait, I want to ask you something.
Okay.
The DVDs. Do you at least get money off that?
No.
We do. It's a trickle down.
It's trickle down.
We're doing a bus tour this fall.
Yeah, you have to do cruises and bus tours to make the money.
That's a lot of fun, too.
I see what's going on here. You're still having a good time, but if you had some of that DVD money, you wouldn't be doing a bus tour.
I don't know. Like we always joke around about the DVDs because I don't know who's buying them these days. DVDs.
Right. I still buy DVDs. I just had to order in from Best Buy. Show up yesterday. 9 DVDs I got.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Wait,
You're
what
on market.
DVDs did you get?
I got Jewel of the Nile and Romancing the Stone, two films I hadn't had that I wanted. I got Spy because it just came out and it was one of my favorite movies of the summer.
Well, why would you do that?
Because I use my DVDs. We have this conversation all the time. I actively use them. I watch them on the road.
That where we're all headed, where you just touch a button and watch it instantly.
Yeah.
Not if you don't have Wi-Fi.
He lost his bird. Let him have.
At least I have my DVDs. I don't have my parrot anymore.
He can open his window.
Yeah, rest in peace, Maximus.
All right, we have to take a break. I got to piss anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Impractical Jokers, when are you guys on so people can watch you?
We're on every Thursday night at 10 p.m. on True TV.
Thursday, 10 o'clock.
We got a big show in New York, January 30th, like our biggest of our careers, but we can't say yet where it is.
Give us a taste.
It's at a great New York landmark venue.
Okay, so they're performing at Ground Zero. I don't know how that's all you could say?
Yeah, I know.
Like
sorry.
We'll
Carnegie
come back
Hall.
Close.
Madison Square Garden.
Will nod. Will nod if you
can't
get it right.
nod contractually.
I'm not saying a word.
Oh, God.
You're on the right track, though.
Come see us on the boat. When are we doing that?
January 11th to the 15th. You coming, Rich?
Well, he wants you to invite him.
Come on, come with us.
No, he wants a little taste
the whole time.
Well, would you?
All right, we got to take a break. Have an omelet on the way out from Hard Rock.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Much
Very
appreciated.
It was great.
Always like having you guys on. The Impractical Jokers, everyone.
Very funny.
Oh, we are back with Rich Voss in studio, and I think we're going to have John Fogerty stop by and say hi, right?
Yeah, he's supposedly waiting.
He's got a new book out. I think it's first book.
Fortunate Son.
Fortunate Son. My life
My Music. Here comes Mr. Fogerty.
He's written some very popular songs.
Oh, boy, has he.
Is he?
I love CCR. He's not right outside the studio. Is he getting an omelet? What is he doing?
Try telling Roland to leave him alone. Touching me.
Hope I can get him to come see me this weekend in Minneapolis at the New Hope
Plenty of
Cinema.
seats available.
Or next weekend at the Red Clay Festival in Atlanta.
Very smooth, Rich.
Very, very
We're
good.
just killing time now anyhow. So
I know.
You might as well get the plug in.
I got to leave
all
soon.
eager.
Jimmy's at the Improv, Irvine, California, starting tomorrow night. And where is he? What's going on? Is there a thing happening outside the studio?
They're looking for him.
They're looking for him?
Yeah.
Roland just said these people in LA.
Yeah, they're looking for him.
They're looking for him.
How do you lose John Fogerty?
Jesus. Just listen, if you hear Proud Mary, it's him.
He walks around just humming his songs.
Yes, he's right over there. I hear him.
Is he coming down the hall now?
No.
Oh, the old man down the hall.
Old man down the hall.
Well, I hate to repeat
Run through
myself.
the bathroom.
There's a bad moon on the rise. So many comics used to do that parody, remember?
What's
There's
the parody?
a bathroom on the right, you know. Remember
I've
when they
never
used to,
heard that.
Yeah, they used to imitate song. They go.
There's a whole book of that stuff, like misheard lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Johnny Lampert used to do. Do you remember Johnny Lampert, the stand-up? He's doing management
I'm the
now.
only one.
He
He
did a joke about that.
He's doing magic now?
No, management.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
No, but he did a joke about the girl with, instead of kaleidoscope eyes, he thought it was the girl with colitis goes by. It was very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see why you'd think that.
Yeah.
I didn't do the joke justice, obviously, but we're just talking about that.
Have you ever seen the rain? Who do you like better? Have you ever seen the rain? Creedence or what's her name? Kim Carnes? Is that who sang it?
Creedence. I like Creedence's
Why
Proud
would you
Mary
even ask
better.
that?
I'm just asking your opinion.
I didn't even know Kim Carnes did that.
Yeah, I prefer their Proud
What?
Mary to Ike and Tina too.
Killed it.
Mike and Tina did a pretty good Proud Mary.
They did, but it was too slow. I like the uplifting Creedence one. If we could
Well, they
find
started
John
off
Fogerty.
slow.
And then it kicks in.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's true. It did.
She
Oh,
starts
it's only-
shaking her ass really fast in that
We're going to
video.
start this off slow.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was how he demanded it. He was not a reasonable man. Ike. He spoke with his fists.
Oh, my.
Scared the hell out of
Sitting at a
her.
table to the left of exit outside.
Let me see.
Who's cool? Who's that?
Bonnie, I got to meet her.
I'll tell you be down in 10 minutes. Fuck, act like a man
I
for
know.
once. Put your foot down, for Christ's
In
sake.
15 minutes.
Atta boy. Make it 15.
Proud Mary has reportedly been covered by over 100 artists. Wow.
14 minutes.
Maybe he's taking a dump.
I don't know what's going on. They're looking down empty halls right now.
I don't know where he is.
They're looking down the empty halls. I want to hear Kim Carnes doing that song now.
Play it real quick before they...
It's not going to be 3.5 minutes, hopefully.
Did she even do it? Did he even get that right?
I don't know.
I bet you didn't even get that right.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably got it wrong, Rich.
No, it's fucking great.
Huh?
Wow. Wow, what?
Let's see. I don't see it.
What?
You got it?
Put your foot
No.
down.
I do have the clip of Jimmy doing Pee Wee Herman.
I don't want to see it.
You don't want to see it?
No, I
Okay.
don't like watching myself any more than anyone else likes watching me.
Kim Carnes didn't do that song.
Okay, well.
Justin, what's going on?
Yes, she did.
Roland's down the hall waiting for him.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Oh,
Roland's,
no, it's Bonnie Tyler.
Hold on. Where is he?
Roland is down the hall.
Right.
Oh, I just got a text you that they're coming right now.
It's
Roland's,
Bonnie.
The fuck was he?
Hey, it's
Roland's
Bonnie
down the
Tyler.
hall by.
Stop saying by the hall.
He's by Howard's area.
Oh, so he was doing that? Okay.
Probably doing some pictures and
Yeah.
all that after the interview type of thing. Who knows?
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie
I heard
Tyler.
you when you said it on the air. You don't have
Yeah.
to lean over and whisper it to me.
She also
now.
sang Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
Of the sun. Oh, yeah. Of the heart. You're right.
Oh, my God, Rich.
Total eclipse of the sun. Is that what you said?
It's
don't look
painful.
into it.
Painful.
He's en route.
Oh, really?
Huh?
He's en route.
All right.
Why does she leave?
What now, Rich?
What are you doing, Rich? Just looking at your text messages, panicking.
Oh,
Just be a man. Put your foot down.
What happened?
nothing.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Nothing.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
She said, just would have been nice to let me know while I was still at the hotel. She's annoyed that he's taking so long, and she's not wrong. But I'm saying, be a man and put your foot down and tell her what time you're coming. I'll be down when I'm down there, say.
Say, look, I get a chance to meet John Fogerty.
Exactly.
A rock and roll legend.
Yeah, just say busy.
This is a biggie.
STFU, right? STFU, for fucking Christ's sake.
What's STFU?
Shut the fuck up.
Boy, how do you not know that?
I do. I want to hear him say it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right.
People like when I
I don't
curse.
think you know, though.
I'm forceful.
I don't think you knew.
And while we're rolling, telling us that these people were panicking.
The worst omelet day ever.
Why?
They lost John Fogerty.
I think they lost John Fogerty,
They lost
too.
John Fogerty.
No.
I don't know.
Wait a minute, the door's
All right, I see
All
some
right,
people. Here's John Fogerty.
Okay.
Good morning, John Fogerty.
There he is. Yeah, you can close it, John. Yes.
Hi, John. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Thank you.
We're thrilled to meet you, sir.
Not sure who I'm meeting here.
I'm Jim.
Hi, Jim. How
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you. This is Rich Voss.
How you doing?
Hi, Rich.
How's it going?
Good.
That's Opie across the
Hey, John.
Hi, Opie. How are
Huge
you?
fan. Oh, I'm great now. What's
Take
going
a
on?
seat.
Okay.
Welcome to the
My wife
area.
might be coming in here. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Didn't mean to leave her in a lurch. They
That's fine.
gathered in a crowd there.
Yes.
Are we on right now?
We are, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
hello, everybody.
we were waiting for your arrival. We're very excited to talk to you about your book, The Fortunate Son: My Life, My Music. John Fogerty. You finally decided to write a book.
Why'd you wait until now? Is there something you wanted to do before, or you just
Well, really, let's see. There I am. It was my wife's idea. My wife, Julie, sorry.
Are you fixing the headphones?
She kind of presented the idea to me, and this time, I think she's probably talked about it over the years. I've actually said it myself a couple of times, when you do an interview in a newspaper or something, you're talking about, especially the legal things, and it's so convoluted that it never comes out right. Mm-hmm. And I'd say to myself, man, someday I'm going to write a book. And then after that, I just tell them, if they ask, read the book. It's in the book.
You could set the record straight, is what you're saying. Because when you do these interviews, they decide to edit it, and they have their own way of presenting the material. But when you write a book, look, this is me.
Yeah, and some things in life, little episodes are a little longer than a quick soundbite, and the only way to really give it the meaning and soul that it has is to have a few pages at least to talk about it.
Yes, I can't believe that the band the CCR was only around for 4 years. It's
That's
amazing.
True. Yeah,
considering the material you guys put out there.
Well, I had been waiting my whole life. I love music, and I've been preparing, and in the way that you do when you're absorbing and taking it all in. You watch, the people that you love, like Elvis or the Beatles or whatever, and you're kind of taking notes. Mm-hmm. Just watching how they act and what seemed to work. Of course, the Beatles were amazing. It's like everything worked.
Yeah.
But I think, anyway, they were really cool. Everything was classy up to a certain point, anyway. And so when the time came, we had that first hit, Susie Q. I really didn't want to end up as a one-hit wonder. I mean, that was, to me, I saw it that way. You're either gonna, flop and that's it, or you got to get real serious about everything you've been looking at and learning. You got to go now. Now's the time. Otherwise, it'll probably pass you by.
Well, the one-hit wonder thing is an amazing thing, because these bands come up with this song that is just played everywhere, and everyone loves it, and then they just can't follow it up. What do you think that's all about in the end? Because they had enough talent to really, put out a great song.
I read something about that one time. I think it was meant to be humorous, and it is, but
yeah.
And the guy was talking about it, said, well, they spend, 15 years getting that one, arriving at that place where they have that one song. So maybe it'll take them another 15 years to get the second song. I don't know. It's just, you're right that the thing might be a novelty. It might be sort of something you can't repeat because it's so unique. For whatever reason, and you don't get much opportunity to mess up.
Right.
There's a real fragile time there where it seems to be in the back of everybody's mind, and they have that big hit, and then you get a few months, and if that next thing is sideways at all, you kind of go, oh yeah, well.
And it's probably not even their favorite song that becomes the hit either. It's probably not the one that you like the most on the record that everybody grabs and bemes the number one song. So now you're kind of stuck with that as the big one you have to do.
Right, and you wish they would pay attention to maybe something a little deeper. You talk about, you just explained the sophomore slump, which happens to a lot of rock bands too, where the first album is so great because what you said, you had 10, 15 years preparing for that. So the first album's amazing, and a lot of guys fall off, or bands did over the years, because they call it the sophomore slump because they only have about a year to, get new material out there.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of cases, it didn't work out. Not in your case, obviously. You guys just killed it from the beginning.
You opened the book too talking about how you had something in common with one of the guys you idolized, which is one of the things you had in common with this guy was that you got tricked out of your royalties. How did you get tricked out of your royalties?
Well, basically, the owner of the record company gave us a contract that was very one-sided. I hate to say that. Anyway, the bass player, Stu's father, was a lawyer. And so when the owner of the record company gave us his contract, he gave it, I was having a meeting, I guess, with him, down at his office, and he said, I'm going to give you this contract, you guys look it over, and, then we'll sign it. So I brought the contract back to my bandmates, and we just, we're, how can I say it, we're naive, we're young, but Stu, the bass player's dad, was a lawyer, a rather prominent attorney, pretty big firm, and they represented a few entertainment people. The biggest thing was the Oakland Raiders, of course. Wow. So we said, we decided, well, Stu, you give it to your dad and have him look it over and then tell us what to do. And so, we thought we were being prudent and responsible.
Well represented. Yeah.
So a couple of weeks later, I know we were loading up our little Volkswagen van to go do a gig somewhere. It was like a late Friday afternoon, and we'd probably have to drive 3 hours or whatever. We're loading up, passing each other with drums and guitars and stuff. And, somebody says, well, hey, Stu. Yeah. Well, what'd your dad say? What did he say about what? Well, what'd your dad say about that contract? Because that's really what we were most, we're all kind of chiming in here. And there's kind of a pause, and then Stu says, it's okay. And it's okay what? Well, he said it's okay to sign. And we go, yay, because, of course, we wanted to be able to sign. And that was it. That was all any of us ever really knew about that.
And how old were you guys?
At that point, I think I was 22.
Yeah, well, you're still that's a very young age to really understand the world, too.
And you don't know what to look for in a contract or what you should.
You're just assuming that you're being taken care of at 22.
Exactly. And, as I kind of point out in the book, we were all pretty naive. Now, Stu had gone to business college and graduated with a degree because his dad sort of forced him to, that's the way people do things. And so he finished, for his dad. But something I didn't know then, none of us did. But when you're older, you realize that you can negotiate. You don't just have to, here's a piece of paper, sign it. You can say, well, we'd like to, so you make a counteroffer. That's just kind of expected. We didn't do anything like that.
Had his father looked over it or no?
See, that's part of the mystery of the whole thing. The only person in the whole world that knows the answer to that is Stu, of course. I really don't know what happened. It sure looks very one-sided, and I mean, it's so ridiculously bad. I just wonder if a real lawyer actually did look at that thing.
You said too, you felt betrayed by the by the band and of course the company. I understand, but why did you feel like the band betrayed you on this one? Did they get something that you didn't get?
Oh yeah, well. Like most, young rock and roll bands, you feel you're certainly anti-business, anti the establishment, and the idea of how can I say it, doing anything that looked like IBM, that would be so foreign to us. So what we did was we made an agreement among ourselves. It takes a unanimous decision of anything, for it to go forward. Because we're blood brothers. We're a brotherhood here, right? And so the only way something could be decided was if we all agreed on it. At some point, way later, about 1980, was 88, but I didn't find out until 89. I was having, it was much after all this stuff had happened, and I had convinced Bill Graham to help me try to work out all the issues with Saul Zaentz, the owner of Fantasy. I just thought, maybe Bill Graham can mediate this thing, because we're not getting anywhere, and, it's a really terrible situation.
Were you already in court by this time?
Oh, I'd gone to court several times.
Yeah, okay.
This is even after that. Anyway, I was on my way to one of those meetings with Bill Graham, and I hear on the radio this commercial for an oil company that's got this album that you can get if you buy 5 gallons of gas or whatever, and it's a compilation, a whole bunch of different artists, and Proud Mary's on there, right? Now, this is just a couple weeks after the Exxon Valdez thing, you know where I stand on all this kind of stuff automatically, and I'm really PO'd because, oh my God, it's an oil company. What is this? So eventually, at first, everybody acts like they don't. I'm not on speaking terms, really. It's not easy, but I have my brother Bob call up the other bandmates, and after they first pretend not to know anything about it, we finally learned that the other 3 guys have sold their voting right in Creedence to Saul Zaentz, my worst enemy, the guy at the record company. They sold their vote.
So he has a 3-1 vote over
He
you.
thinks he has even though we had agreed it takes unanimous vote. The business world, which is very foreign to us, will operate on a majority rule.
Yeah.
You assume, one would assume, and probably any judge that looks at it is going to go, oh, well, they have 3-1 votes, so go do it. But that really betrayed me when I learned that, and that was obviously why Saul felt he could now do anything he wanted with Creedence music. But the real capper in the betrayal for me was Stu I got word that Stu wanted to see me. This is perhaps a year after this, somewhere in the following year. And he comes and, he basically he's saying he's sorry. He says to me, well, I've done a lot of things to hurt you. And so I want to apologize for that. And I look at him because after all the times I've been poked in the eye, usually after I had done a favor for them, and so I kind of wasn't in the mood at this late date to just, he's done another one that really hurt me, to just accept that. I looked at him and said, Stu, you go fix all those things that are still hurting me now that you set in motion, and then maybe I'll listen to your apology. But right now it's a pretty empty apology. Okay. I'm still being clobbered.
Yeah.
And then I said, by the way, how in the world could you guys sell your vote to Saul? I mean, what he's doing to me. He's my worst enemy. And Stu says, I just got tired of being asked, what movie should this song be in, or what compilation album should it be on? He said, besides, I don't care. I don't care about the music. Just give me the money.
Oh, God.
And I look at him. There wasn't much more to say after that, but that was right there was the reason I didn't play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with those guys.
When you got inducted. You guys started out very close, though, obviously.
Yes, in junior high school, yes.
And then in 1972, the band broke up, and you guys were huger than huge when you guys went away. And you guys couldn't figure out a way to make it work, even knowing the success you had up to that point, huh?
Well, how can I say it? After Susie Q, which was pretty much an arrangement that I had come up with, which is a cover song, of course. I began to write songs. I had been writing songs since I was 8 years old, but none of us could know that what happened would happen. Of course, you hope for that, but no one ever knows.
You never
Even
know.
athletes don't know.
Of course,
maybe that guy's 10 seconds faster than me. Who knows? Right. And suddenly it all started to work, and I was writing songs and arranging them and singing them, and it was, going really good. And after 2 years of success that way, the guys decided they wanted to write songs and sing them. And, in other words, they were more jealous of what I was doing, the kind of, the attention I was getting, than being worried about what was the best music or the best record we could make.
And I want to add to that, they were very much influenced by the Beatles as well at that point. And you, but you had it. You didn't need their help. You were proving to the band and everyone else that you knew how to write a good song. And a good arrangement too.
And it's kind of funny that because I knew my brother because we had written some songs together, and I just felt that his writing hadn't grown. His idea was, or his, what do you call it, the musical place he was coming from was kind of passé. It was kind of old fashioned. And that's sort of, to a kid, that's a death knell, to our audience, in other words. But the other two guys had never ever written a song, right? And I just looked at that situation, and that, in fact, I'd kind of been keeping it at bay, keeping them away from doing that. Of course, they would get madder and madder about that. But I just figured it was career suicide. It would not be better for our band or our career. It'd be worse. But they were at the end of 1970, they were very insistent. And so this time I said, okay, if that's the only way we can stay together and keep going forward, okay, we'll do it that way. But I didn't have a lot of faith in what their efforts would be.
Yeah,
did that kind of position you against the other three of them, then it kind of sets up a weird dynamic, right?
It kind of ended up doing that, yeah.
They really, get back to the Beatles for a second, they thought you guys could be like the Beatles where everyone is writing their songs and putting these albums together.
Yeah, the Beatles, there were times I said in years later that it's too bad the Beatles were there as an example because everybody in my band thought they could be the Beatles.
Yeah.
So your older brother was in the band with you, and did he start to get more? Because I know he left the band first. So was he resentful because you're like the kid brother and you outshining him?
I read that later. Much later. There was a few interviews he had done in the 70s, but I didn't read this until maybe this past year or so. And he said something like, "Well, imagine here I'm the older brother. I should be leading, but yet my younger brother was leading." And he was bothered by it. I don't know if jealousy is the right word, but he was upset by that, and he wanted to be that person. And so you're right that Tom did leave the band, and amazingly, it was like 4 weeks after that meeting where I had said, "Okay, you guys can write and sing and all." Actually, it was more like perhaps 6 weeks, because in the meantime, we then went ahead and made it our last album together, which was Pendulum, the end of 1970. And then a couple weeks after that, Tom left.
That's amazing. And then you didn't play CCR songs for a long time after that because you didn't want to pay Saul, right?
What really happened was the band broke up, and then I took a look at the contract, you might say. I wanted to know what my situation was. I was pretty naive. But I actually thought, well, now the band's broken up, so it's a new ball game. We're all free, and we can all do whatever we want. Well, what happened was the record company quickly let go of the other three guys, but they hung on to me, and I was stuck with the obligation that was in that contract. And that contract basically called for 180 recordings, meaning singles or tracks, and if they weren't done within a certain period of time, it was 7 years, but the obligation of each year would then just automatically slide over to the next year. In other words, it went on for eternity if I didn't turn in the 180 songs.
180 songs.
Right.
Wow. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, I kind of looked at that as a lifetime sentence. So
yeah,
wow,
of course.
I can't do that. No one can do that. And as I tried to negotiate with them, I went in and actually had a meeting with Saul Zaentz, the owner, and, the assembled cronies from Fantasy Records. I went there by myself. I didn't arrive with my posse or lawyers or just me, and I sat out. And after, a couple of hello, how are you, that kind of thing, I said, well, I'm really having a lot of trouble writing any new songs or, producing any new records here because this contract is just so unfair. It's just weighing on my mind constantly. And immediately Saul says, that's not true. The whole history of art shows that the best art is created under situations of oppression and depression. Right, my mouth dropped open, of course. I mean, the first thing is I'm telling him how I feel, and his response is, "That's not true." I mean, what a thing to say. How do you know what's true?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But then to tell me that he's, in fact, helping me because I'm so oppressed and depressed, I should be making greater art. Anyway, that statement, I realized I really couldn't say anything. So what I did say was, well, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk to that door. If I go out the door, I'm never coming back here. I was kind of waiting for these other guys to kind of, well, no, John, let's talk this over
figure this out,
or something, you know. And I get up it's like a cartoon. And I sort of shuffle as slow as I can to the door. And I remember turning the knob real slow. I'm waiting for well, hey! But no, it's just dead silence. And I went out the door and that was that.
Did you? And that's
unbelievable.
Yeah. And your brother kind of sided with them, which was an interesting thing, right? Like,
yeah, and it's really unfortunate.
Didn't he know what had happened, or was he just?
Of course he knew. Oh, sure, he knew. Even his kids knew. You know, and you know, Tom went at the end of the '70s, I believe. He went over. He just took a flight of fancy and away from reality, I guess, and moved to Hawaii. And then he came back after a year or so. And kind of went around to all the record labels, came down to L.A. and all that, you know, shopped around, and no one would sign him. So he went back and signed with Fantasy, even though he was free and he could be anywhere. And this was at the time that the rest of us, certainly me, was suing Fantasy because of this financial plan they'd gotten the whole band in, and we had lost our life savings, and we were suing Fantasy and also this entity called Castle Bank, which was an offshore, you know, you've probably heard about these scams. But anyway, so Saul was able to get Tom to be his ally at the very same time the band is suing him. It weakened our position, obviously. Is Saul kind of being a Machiavellian kind of political finagler, you know?
How did you sleep at night? This is complete madness that was going on around you.
How did he sleep at night?
You just knowing what was right and what was going on, and no one there to really take care of the situation properly.
Yeah, well, and I'm really happy now. Things are fine, you know. So I hate to come off as a whiner or a complainer because I've done a bit of that in my past. But you kind of hit the nail on the head there. I was very angry and upset, and I felt completely trapped, like I couldn't move. And there was I couldn't get this stuff out of my head. It was just always like, Arr! There was a point where I was actually awake for 3 days straight. After that, I started drinking, you know, and I mean, you tell yourself all kinds of things when you're being a fool. And, yes, I would fall asleep, but I was certainly acting like an alcoholic. I was really depressed. Of course, alcohol only makes you more depressed. It's just the way it works. So that was sort of how can I say it? That was a result, not a good one. And so I kind of struggled through all of that for a long time. I call that my dark period.
Sure. Now, I was a huge CCR fan growing up, and a huge fan of your solo work as well. That should be noted. Did the band go on without you? Because I certainly did not pay attention to that, the other version of CCR. Did they try to go out there without you?
Much later.
Much later, they tried to get it all together.
What they call it?
They didn't get it all together. What happened, at least to my way of thinking, my brother Tom died. He passed away in 1990. So by the time we were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it was 93, and Tom had been gone for a while. And so Tom's son came to that ceremony. But Doug and Stu are very close, the bass player and the drummer. They've been, their birthday is one day apart from each other. And so I think, and Stu is kind of more the business guy and kind of the aggressive person. You've certainly heard about their reaction to me not playing with them at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though that day or perhaps the day before, I had met them there at the place in the room where they were going to do it. And I wanted to make sure that they understood, I'm not playing with you. You guys know what you did. And Stu actually said, well, yeah, we did kind of leave you twisting in the wind. And I said, I just want you to know, I'm not going to play with you. You understand that. I'm probably never going to play with you again. So then, of course, the ceremony came, and then right after that, they made a big stink about, well, John shocked us. Here we were ready with our instruments, and we were going to play. Well, they knew the truth.
Right.
But they made themselves look like the victims
guys.
And got sympathy. Yeah. And then a couple of years later, they formed their little outfit called Creedence Clearwater Revisited.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, right.
I remember that now.
And your brother died of a blood transfusion, right? He got...
he had a bad back, I think. He had some back surgery, and apparently there was some AIDS-tainted blood. This is back in the days before anybody knew about it. And he contracted AIDS and eventually died.
And when he first got it, or when he announced it, did you guys immediately know it was a blood transfusion? Because back then it was thought like, oh my God, it's the gay disease and that's who's getting it. Did you guys go like, what the hell's he been doing? Or did you immediately know what it was?
Well, I'm not privy to any of that, of course. I only know what Tom said. And so that's the story, as far as I know, sure.
Yeah. And the craziest story about
Tom was not gay.
No, I know. No, I know.
Not that that's either here nor there, but
no, I mean when you heard it though, did you first think like, oh my God, what the hell's been going on? Because back then you didn't even know blood transfusions were causing it.
No one knew anything.
Yeah, like Arthur Ashe got it, and people were like, what the hell's Arthur Ashe been doing? But it was just a blood transfusion.
Turns out to be a blood transfusion.
Right.
In his case as well. The craziest rock and roll story is about you when they sued you. The run through the jungle and old man up the road, old man down the road. That story just blows my mind. I don't even know how you sat through that case. But basically, you move on. You got a solo career going. It's going well. You got this song, "Old Man Down the Road," and all of a sudden you're sued for, ripping off "Run Through the Jungle," which you obviously wrote and arranged. Right. How did you make it through that?
Well, right, just because
obviously you didn't own the rights to Run Through the Jungle anymore, and that's why they. Well, felt
I never owned them. That contract we signed was actually before I had written any of the songs, so they came into being not in my ownership ever. They belonged to the record company, to Saul. And so, and in fact, people will say, well, why didn't you just keep going? Even though that guy owns them, you still could have a career. Well, I kind of did that for 2 years until everything just kind of blew up. But yeah, Saul owned all the songs that I wrote during the Creedence era, except for the very last one, Sweet Hitchhiker, which was eventually I owned that one. But anyhow, so, Saul was suing me, owning the old song, and wanted to own my new song, Old Man Down the Road, trying to claim that it was the same song, right? But I said, it was all BS, of course. You can sue anyone for anything, right? It doesn't have to be a worthy cause. Right. You can, if you're going to spend the money and you hire enough lawyers, you can sue someone, and it may go into court, even if it's total crap. Doesn't mean they're going to win. It just means that they're willing to go through that
and they're going to
exercise.
They're going to push you through all that. In my humble opinion, that's a bad person right there, because he knows exactly what he did to you all those years, and he couldn't even let you have Old Man Down the Road and just let it just be. He had to sue you over that. That's
and
just
the worst
amazing.
part of that was sitting in the courtroom when Saul was on the stand.
Yeah.
Right. My lawyer asked him, "Isn't it true that this case is just a vendetta against John?" And he doesn't even quite get the sentence finished. My attorney asking Saul, and Saul says, "It's an answer to a vendetta." You could just see the steam coming out. His face turned red. That, as I've said later, that was almost worth the price of admission to see him that upset. But then Saul proceeds to tell a story I didn't know anything about. He says, that bass player in Creedence, Doug Clifford, right, that's wrong information, because you'd think he would know that Doug Clifford is the drummer and Stu Cook is the bass player. But he says that bass player, Doug Clifford, came to my office with John's new album, Center Field, and he played a song on John's album and said, "John is ripping off Creedence. You should sue him." And so Saul says, and so I got together with my attorneys, and
that's
here
ridiculous.
We are. Meaning, just all that had to happen is some guy just tell him, "You should sue John," and right, so he'll go do it. But the part that was certainly a stab in the back was my ex-bandmate actually went to the trouble to take the record and try to convince the old record company that I was somehow ripping off Creedence. That I certainly felt betrayed at that
point. What do those guys have against you that they were just trying to make it hurt so much? It's unbelievable.
I think, I really don't know. I'm not in another person's head. I just think it's something to do with the fact that I've had some success, and they're envious of that, or they just don't like that, or whatever you want to say about it.
So on your album with Center Field, you have Vance Can't Dance.
Correct.
And the line, "Vance can't dance, but he'll steal your money." Is that an overt dig at Saul?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's totally...
I was literally, it's funny, I was talking with the guy at Asylum Records. This is kind of in the late 70s, I think. And, he told me, I had made an album called Hoodoo. Mm-hmm. And they had decided to reject that album, telling me, "Well, John, we will put it out if you really, tell us you insist. But we just don't think it's up to your standards." And it wasn't, of course. And then he says, "Why don't you go home and fix, the things that are bothering you?" That was, without knowing very much about anything, he could sense that there was something bigger than this album that wasn't so good. So that's what I started to do. And then a few days later, the same guy, this was Joe Smith, who's a pretty well-known music business guy. He called me up. I was back home, of course, and I think he felt bad about rejecting the album. He kind of, it wasn't the best news. He was absolutely right, and it wasn't the greatest news you want to hear. And I think he just was a gentleman, and he was checking on me. And he says, "Well, I just want to make sure you're okay." He says, "The Kinks." Ended up they got really screwed by their guy in the record business, and they ended up writing a bunch of songs about that person. I think he told me who it was, but he says, so they got it out of their system that way. And we were about to say goodbye, and before I even got the phone down like that, I saw up, like in the radar we all look at, "Zaentz can't dance." I mean, I knew exactly what that meant. Wow, okay, and I didn't write the song right away, but it came pretty quickly after that.
Wow. You had to change it to Vance, right? Was there some kind of litigation over that?
After the album came out, Saul, of course, he felt very personal that this must mean him, and he was going to actually perhaps be able to stop the record even being sold anymore. So Warner Brothers, which is where I was, decided I should change the title, change the song. So it went from Zaentz Can't Dance to Vance Can't Dance.
Wow.
And he knew. Well, of course. So
he got the dig, there was another lawsuit that involved that with a great big, I think it was $140 million he was suing me for. It still sounded like a lot of money, but back then that sounded like $2 billion.
Of course. Yeah. And you didn't sing any CCR songs for about until 1987, I want to say.
That's true.
And
and then it was only
every once in a while.
It was that one time, and then I didn't again. Really didn't do them in public as a matter of course, you might say, until 1997.
Oh wow, I didn't know that part of the story.
There was a point of I did do them 3 different occasions during that 25-year period.
It was always for something very important.
Yes.
Yeah, it was for the Vietnam...
the Vietnam veterans in Washington, D.C. on the 4th of July. Yeah. Yes. There was that show, that program was called Welcome Home, meaning all the vets from Vietnam. It was a terrible time in our history in America. We really hadn't thanked the veterans. Instead, we were kind of treating them like crap. And all these guys had gone over to Vietnam, and I don't think it was the kids, because I think kids knew because they were the same age. But the older people, and certainly the government, especially Nixon's government, how can I say it? People were mad about the war, and so the official people were able to shuffle that blame over onto the soldiers who fought the war, and that's way out of whack. Mm-hmm. That's just wrong. Those kids aren't making the policy. They're just going to do that horrible job that has been asked of them in pretty bad conditions. So this concert was an official way of saying, man, we understand what you guys did for us, and we want to thank you. And I think it helped kind of mellow our cultural our thanks to those GIs, the men and women that were part of Vietnam. I mean, it certainly wasn't their call. The government, it was the foreign policy, you might say.
Sure. We still need to take care of the veterans better. All these years
absolutely.
later, we're still not doing the right thing in a lot of cases.
It's exactly, yes. I mean, to me, the tragedy
it's gotten better, though, but not.
When you hear about, people not being taken care of with hospital care and all that, it just blows my mind.
Exactly. So 1997, you started playing CCR songs on a more regular basis?
Yeah, I
did you work out a better deal for yourself?
No. I actually had an epiphany whereby I just agreed, told myself it's time for you to start doing these songs. And in 97, I put out an album called Blue Moon Swamp. And through the good graces of my dear wife, Julie, who is the one that's changed everything in my life, I felt good again. Felt good about myself and felt good about music, was happy. And I am there now. And so this album came out, and I was gladly and happily embracing, all these songs I had written earlier.
Nice. That's fascinating.
Yeah, you must have missed singing them, right? It must have felt good to start singing this stuff
Absolutely,
again.
Yeah, and so did the audience. Those first few shows around that time, there seemed to be a lot of guys in that audience, men that were around my age, Vietnam veteran age, people that had grown up hearing those songs and hadn't seen me for a long time and probably wondered if they'd ever see me. And so they'd be out there and, I'm singing. I didn't know what's going on. And all these grown men are crying, but it became normal, became something that happened at every show. And I finally figured out what was going on. People were happy. We were kind of enjoying this together.
We got to wrap up, but one last question. Where's Saul at these days?
About 6 feet under.
Okay.
He's in his 90s when he dropped dead, right?
I don't know. I had always told myself, well, someday I'm going to dance a jig on his grave, right? Because it was so important. I was obsessed with how much I disliked this guy. But when he passed away, it happened on a weekend a few years ago, and it kind of didn't mean anything to me. It really just kind of was a non-event.
Good for you.
Yeah.
With that, John Fogerty, we're just getting started. This book is an amazing read. I'm telling you right now, My Life, My Music. We barely touched the surface in this thing.
And do we have any? You're doing signings too, right? Are you doing one today? Do we have any list of signings or no?
I think I am, but I'm not the guy to ask because I don't know where they're taking me.
Yeah, we should have had it in front of us. I apologize.
That's all right. I'm in the middle of what we call a book tour.
Travis, hit that up. Travis got it. Really.
Tomorrow, 5th Avenue, Barnes & Noble, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can go meet John, get your book signed. Barnes & Noble on 5th is awesome because it's a huge one, so there's plenty of room indoors. You're not going to be standing outside.
Exactly.
It's a great place for a signing, so you'll have a lot of people. And the book is great.
This was a pleasure, John Fogerty, for real.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming on in, and I want everyone to get the book, Fortunate Son, My Life, My Music. All right?
Yeah, thanks, fellas.
Come back and see us.
Thank you.
Got it.
All right. Are we done? We're done. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.